And we are live.
Hi.
And Raven's got a cat.
Yeah.
You missed the whole James Bond thing. I can't do it again now.
Yeah.
I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, 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 and I dance.
So, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
No, it was like
yesterday. Since the five of us met here, on here. Quill, thank you for that 9-month resub.
Okay.
So how does this work with a group? I think it's kind of like the whole sense of 3 men and a little baby. It's like just this group just found a baby somewhere and now they're trying to raise it. SD is probably going to teach it blood magic.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Or use it for
Sounds
blood
legit.
magic. I mean, who knows?
Yes to both.
Yeah. Sounds legit.
Living sacrifice.
But yeah, it's been a good minute since we all got together to play some Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm.
But we're back on our brand new night. You guys will now be able to catch us here every Monday night starting at 7:30 Pacific time for our Dragon Age campaign. And then on Tuesday nights for our normal D&D game of Destiny Forge, which used to be Gibbering Mouthers. And there should be information about a new game coming up soon. HB Fox and I have a meeting scheduled probably for Wednesday, and then I'm thinking probably Wednesday Fox will probably we probably want to put out the call for more DMs and stuff.
Yeah,
like just put out the call. So if you guys are looking for a home for your campaigns, or you're looking to participate in a campaign, keep an eye out on Twitter, keep an eye out on our Discord, because big announcements will be coming like sometime this week, end of the week, sometime around there. But yeah, so before we get underway, I just wanted to point out that once again this stream is sponsored by Roll20. Thank you to them for being the amazing providers of an online resource that we can use to get together to play D&D and other tabletop games throughout the week. If it wasn't for, like I keep saying this, but if it wasn't for them, we would not have a place to do it. Yeah, but many thanks to them. Also, we are raising money for Extra Life. There is a Extra Life link down there. There's actually an Extra Life widget down in our profile that you can use to donate to Extra Life. We are raising funds this time around for the Lawrence Small Children's Center up in Bakersfield, California. We also have a donation incentive menu for both games. So we threw this together last week for D&D, but I figured it could work for Dragon Age as well, because not many modifications need to be made. G-Meister, what's going on, dude? Yeah, Blood on the Gray is back. So if you guys want to donate to an amazing cause, Extra Life is just one. Extra Life is my favorite charity out there. They do so much for children's hospitals all around the United States and out in Canada. They all the money that they raise goes right to the children's hospitals. They don't see a cent of it. Last year for the Lawrence Small Children's Center alone, they raised over, I believe, $867,000, which is a lot. Which is probably more than I will ever see in my lifetime. But it went to helping kids through their prenatal wings, helping kids with diabetes, kids that are just coming in who have gotten injured, either through sports or accidents or anything like that. Any donation or any amount that you guys donate helps the hospital immensely. Even $1 here or there will be able to, help them get things like surgical masks and gloves and everything to help these kids. So we will be raising money for Extra Life throughout the rest of the year. Extra Life Game Day, the 24-hour stuff, is on Saturday, and I think we do have enough people that can confirm to be there. That part of the 24-hour stream that I'm doing, we will have a special maybe 4 to 6 hour session of Destiny Forged on Tuesday, or not on Tuesday, but on Saturdays, or on Saturday, I should say. So tune in for that, as well as a bunch of other amazing shenanigans that are going to be happening, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so how have you guys been? I know I see all of you on Tuesdays, but it's been a while since I've seen only you for the game. So how have you guys been counting down the days for this? I know Zorro has.
Yeah.
I know Zorro has just been gritting her teeth, just waiting for the day that she finally got to come back and put on those elf ears.
Yep, I'm just like, how are you doing it this week? This week? Oh, okay. This week? Okay.
Really, what happens, Rojan, is she puts on the ears, and then when you say no, the ears droop.
Okay, no, seriously, do
they
you
go
have
sad
a
and then
camera
fall
in
off.
our house or something? Because that's creepy.
They do go sad and then they fall off.
She just dresses up like Valantha the entire day on Tuesdays, and just is sitting in her Dragon Age shirt, drinking from her Alistair mug or something like that, just petting an Alistair plushie or something, waiting for the day that the game just gets back.
Okay,
Excuse
now
me,
you
I
have a
I
camera in our
have-
house. What is
okay.
going on?
I don't have an Alistair plushie, but I have a pillow plush of him. That's,
Wait, do you have an Alistair body pillow?
It's not a body
wish.
pillow.
No, it's this big though, but it's in the shape of him, and it's him looking cool on the other side, and then the other side of him is as a Grey Warden, he's holding a rose, and I'm like, ee.
Wait, is it like the cutout like the old WWF wrestling buddies?
Yeah, but not so.
Just go
weird.
get it and show them.
Oh my god, okay.
Just go get it.
Fine.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. So here's a very interesting question. Who remembers where we left off last time?
I'm not sure if I'm creeped out or amused or both.
I have a Cullen one and a Junkrat one, and soon I will get a Fenris one.
I'm not surprised by any of that.
No, neither am
And see,
I.
I can't judge Zorro because we're spinning up an Age of Conan server for my community, and I've already given Julian the go-ahead to make a waifu temple. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be the waifus and husbandos.
I'm just gonna hold this the whole game. I need a soulless one now.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Why? So you could punch it?
Well, sometimes.
I'm not hearing a no.
Sometimes I wanted, for the romance options anyway, when you see him in Trespasser, I wanted to the whole smack him really hard, then pull him in for an angry kiss. What the hell's wrong with you?
And then
noir.
and then headbutt him in the as he's falling to the ground, knee him in the face, maybe hit him with a chair, throw him through a table.
He's,
I feel like you've watched a lot of WWF.
Yeah, there's a lot of
WWE.
I have way too many hours of professional wrestling logged in my life. So
back in my day was WWF. Okay, none of this E crap.
So they were sued by the World Wildlife Foundation.
Oh, is that why?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why there's now a shirt that says WWF, and it's a panda about to hit another panda with a steel chair.
Ah, that's great.
So,
I was gonna hold my Mabari for the game, but I'm just gonna do this now.
Who remembers where we left off last?
Oddly
we get
enough,
into that,
I actually do.
before we get into the recap, I do want to note that we now have
It's all Sue's
a.
fault.
It's never her fault. We do have a new bot for the channel.
Oh, sweet.
Beholder bot is not a thing anymore. I'm working on bringing the games back, but they're not active at the moment because I have to do a lot of writing for them and mess with the actual code for the game program. and I just haven't had time to do it.
You hadn't sent me any panicked messages, so I'm
Not
assuming
yet.
you've gotten it under control.
So far, you're not out of the woods yet, but just I'll let you know. I'm also going to bring the ranks back that we had for different experience levels, like channel currency levels. They aren't in right now, but they will be back. And I just put in an extra life command as well, but I don't know if it works or not, so we're going to test it live. It works. Okay. So that has the link to donate to Extra Life, and it also has the incentives listed right in it.
That bot is so amazing. I love it.
It really is.
Raven, at some
Now
point,
we
I'm
can do
gonna
the
need to.
recap.
I'm gonna need to talk with you about getting that bot, setting that bot up for my channel, because the bot that I have right now is being annoying.
Phantom Bot is amazing.
Phantom Bot, is that what it's called?
It's called Phantom Bot. It runs a back-end command line. Instead of having the bot UI up all the time, it has a command line screen that you can just minimize, and it just
Oh, that
sits
is
there.
glorious.
The best part is, if you do it properly and you do a port punch through, the bot can be accessed by any of your mods as long as they have the right IP for it.
Yep.
Oh, that is
and I'm actually
sweet.
going to set that up for this bot as well once I
Nice.
track down my Raspberry Pi, wherever the hell I put it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw the bot on there and then have it active at all times and give everyone the login for it.
Is it super light resources?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have it running right now on my system, and my system doesn't even notice.
I think it takes a
Very
whole
nice.
whopping 64 megs of RAM or something ridiculous.
Well, you guys know I've been having those crash issues, so I'm
Mhm.
looking for resource light.
No,
Stuff.
it is super resource light, and if you can actually run it web-based if you want, if you've got a web server somewhere.
Well, that's cool.
Because it's just command line. So
Oh yeah, and also we should not have any more internet drops. Fingers crossed. We just got new internet in the house today.
Nice.
Very nice.
I have
Congrats.
Wait.
I have never
I can do
had
this.
a connection of 500 up, 500 down with a 1 ping before,
Ooh.
but it kind of feels nice. Why are you throwing gang signs?
It's crossed fingers.
No gang signs on the channel.
All right, so
that's the gang sign for Westeros, right?
so who wants to do a little recap of what happened in the last episode? If you could remember it, I will give a little incentive into
So,
completing it.
yeah, surprisingly enough, I actually remember what happened. So we were, now you're gonna have to help me with names though. We were in what town?
Denerim.
Denerim. We were in Denerim, and we are there to see King Alistair, but he's grieving right now because his queen and one of the heroes, one of his best friends, went missing. They went into a sinkhole, blah blah blah. All right, so we can't see them right now. So shenanigans in the city of Denerim. One of which, Asthea made a friend of a Teventer seamstress.
Her name was Elena of House Erden. Thank you very much.
Elena. Very pretty. And they kind of went on a date. It was almost a date. But lo and behold, more shenanigans, because a certain someone that Valenta is hunting was also there and was trying to start some trouble. The next morning, or I should say, set off some fireworks, basically burned down the pub, and even so far as the next morning, there were a few people murdered, including Esthea's lovely date. Esthea did not take this very well. Came in there and started trouble. She didn't really start that much trouble.
I mean, she walked in there and started yelling at the guy and accosted him. Believe she stabbed his hand at one point. I mean, we were just all having a nice evening before she showed up.
Because I'm just a monster.
I feel like he kind of deserved it. I'm not sure, but that's me not in character. So, anyways, then we go, and Esthea is very much convinced that she knows exactly who did this, and wants to go back to Deventer to wreak her revenge on the potential murder, and ran into the same guy again, except he's back in our rooms in the inn, and gives Esthea a knife and tells her to cut Valentha with it, and it will make her tell the truth, because he says that Valentha knows more about this murder than she's saying. And Esthea was being very cautious, which I was actually kind of proud. Was being very cautious and took everything with a grain of salt that this person was saying. I can't remember his name either.
It was if I'm not mistaken, it's Jeremiah. Correct? Or something like that.
Possibly.
Wait,
I have a lot of NPC
Your,
names written in my notes, but
your
I didn't write down
adversary.
who they are. So.
Mine?
No,
Yeah,
your adversary, Valentha.
Imshale?
Ishmael. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So Imshale and decided that she was still going to leave the city. Valentha and Magnus, on the other hand, also wanted to leave the city, but wanted to leave the city to go try to find the queen. And do we know who this other person is actually, like Grey Warden, or just a hero of the city? Or
It's the hero of Fereldan.
The hero,
hero of
Fereldan and
Fereldan.
the queen.
All right, the hero of Fereldan and the queen, and that's their goal. So we all ran into each other at the trying to leave the city, and then for some reason, some very, very strange reason, Esthea goes, "I'm getting a tattoo," and sits down in a tattoo parlor.
I've been trying to do that since I got to this town, man. I'm not leaving without it.
I'm getting a tattoo.
and Roz, seeing epic artwork happening, being permanently affixed to the body, goes, "I'm going to get a tattoo too." And so now, instead of rushing out of the city like originally planned, we're waiting for our tattoos to finish.
Yep. So I think picking up here, we're gonna jump ahead multiple hours. So we don't have to, RP the tattoos being done.
Multiple excruciating hours.
And
Why
then-
would you
and then
not want to
certain
RP tattooing?
People may be passing out from it. And we're just gonna skip ahead until the tattoos are done.
To be fair, Thea is probably numb to that level of pain at this point.
Probably, yeah.
Enchantment.
But yeah, so as we pick up, the tattoos have been completed, much to the annoyance of both Magnus and Valentha, who had to sit through there and just waste time while two people decided they needed to be colored upon in a what would otherwise be a time of need.
This is a very, very important tattoo, man.
Sure.
It's a religious tattoo.
Just because it says "I shot Jimmy" doesn't mean it's a religious tattoo.
I mean, my face kind of says that at all times. For those that didn't hear the description last session, though, It is a tattoo of Razikael, which is the dragon that is at the head of the new blight, I guess you could say.
Terrorizing and murdering everybody?
Yeah, that's the one.
Mine is just of a bitchin' ass dragon. You could say it's religious too.
Well, I mean, Razikael's a bitchin' ass dragon as well, but it's the one that
really is.
Astia released upon the world after she shot Jimmy in the face with an arcane lance and put on that medallion.
You mean ended Jimmy's suffering in the face with an arcane lance?
Sure, healed him, right. So once they the tattoos are done, what are y'all doing?
As soon as it's finished, Estia is just gonna stand up from the chair or whatever she was sitting in, pay the guy whatever it costs, and just start walking out of town in the direction that I assume you guys mentioned at one point that you were leaving through the, I think it was like the northwestern exit or something like that.
The northwestern gate, because they were
Does
making.
that mean that me and Magnus already left over there? Because we were together. Well, you two were together.
That depends how impatient we were now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Were you guys just completely impatient and decided to get a couple hours head start of them, or did you decide that maybe since you're going to a sinkhole to possibly rescue the queen and the hero Fereldan, that maybe the two kids getting colored on right now would probably be a good idea to bring along?
After witnessing what I saw in the streets with Imshale, I left town at least just a little bit outside of town because I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Okay, so it's not really you went towards the sinkhole, you just left through the gates to be a little more in the countryside and not in the heart of the city. I gotcha.
Yeah.
What about Magnus?
I'm just like, fuck this guy.
I'm sticking with Valentha.
All right, so the two of you are just hanging outside the I would say you're probably about 20 minutes outside the northwestern gate, just leaning against a tree or kicking rocks, waiting for the two of them to show up. Estia, you said you're going through the northwestern gate as well?
Yep.
What about Ross?
I'm trying to find the rest of the party.
All right, so yeah, you would go through the northwestern gate as well. Horses, if you remember, were provided for you, so you don't necessarily have to walk all that way.
Give me a big boy horse, right?
Yeah, they give you like a Clydesdale.
Okay, good.
They gave you like the tank of horses.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So after a couple boring hours, Magnus, Valentha, you see Ross and Estia coming up the hill. Finally, both of them not really showing any sort of pain from the tattoos, and you don't know if it's either from experience or if the tattoo artist maybe used some sort of like healing herb over the artwork, but there really doesn't seem to be any hindrance whatsoever.
Are you two are you done?
Quite.
Do you feel better?
No, not quite.
Good, let's go.
Go where?
I already told you we are going to save the queen and the hero of Fereldan, whoever's still alive, so we can speed this up and get out of Denerim.
And this concerns me how?
Do you want to get to Taventa?
I know the way. I don't need your queen's help.
Okay, then you can go.
All right, then.
Have fun on your own.
I shall.
Love how well you've been protecting yourself.
I'm quite capable.
I'm sure you are. Maybe he can owe you a favor. I don't know. He is a king.
I care nothing for your king, and there's nothing that he has or can do that I can't do for myself.
Oh, but a king has power. A king can do whatever he wants.
Your king is a joke.
Look, I just want to get out of here. I want to get your ass back home so we can get rid of this blight and I can be on my merry way. The faster, the better. So if we do this job and get out, the quicker you go.
Well, I'm quite content taking the quick way as well. So I'm headed to Highover. I'm going to catch passage over to Kirkwall and go from there. You're
You're
welcome to accompany me.
going to Highover. Why?
Passage across the water.
Okay.
If you want to stop for your queen, I'm not going to hold you up.
Just because I'm part of this country doesn't really make her my queen.
Then what's your interest in her? Why waste your time?
So we can talk to the king, who, in case you forgot, is a Grey Warden who can help us with some information on how to defeat the Blight. Because I don't know if you know this, but Grey Wardens are the only ones that know how to defeat the Blight. It's not really public knowledge on how to defeat the Blight. It's not as simple as killing the dragon, otherwise everyone would do it.
Right. And where exactly are your Grey Wardens now?
That's why
from
we're
this king of
asking him.
yours.
That's why we are going to ask him, because we don't know any other Grey Wardens nearby.
Yes, because there probably isn't any nearby.
No, so I'm going to take the one that is, who is whining and crying in his own room. Therefore, to draw him out, I'm going to get this person to get... I feel like we've had this conversation like twice. Why am I repeating myself again? We've had this conversation before.
We have, but my interests have changed.
Okay.
I don't need your king's help for what I intend on doing.
And what do you intend on doing?
Well, you'll just have to accompany me and find out if you're really that interested.
I'm really not. I just think that you don't have a plan to either kill the archdemon or you're going to worship it. Either way, you're going to die.
I have... You know what? Why am I even discussing this with you? You have no reason to be involved.
If I remember correctly from legend, archdemons destroy the world. I'm kind of living in the world, so it kind
Right,
of
I mean
concerns me on a
involved
different
with
level.
me.
I already told you, you hold the key to...
Right, and who
ending
told
this
you
fight.
that I hold the key?
I have my sources, thank you.
Right, so if you're going to keep your secrets, then I'll keep mine.
Okay, that's fine. The only thing is, I'm not asking for your secrets.
You just asked me what my plan was.
Well, you didn't say it was a secret. You just said it was a plan. A plan is not a secret unless it's a secret plan.
Well, it is now.
Okay, then say it's a secret plan.
I believe I just did.
It's like talking to a child. All right. Well, I'm going, so have fun with your secret plan. And I kick the horse and start going.
I shall. And I kick my horse and start going. Unfortunately, we're going down the same road right now, so it's a little
It's one of those
awkward.
awkward, like,
This
bye,
was, like,
okay,
the
bye,
most
and walk towards
awkward-
the same car.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, this is the most awkward argument ever, seeing as how both of you have to walk down the same highway. I'm not traveling with you. This is just the only way there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would take another road, but this is the only road.
Yep, it is. It is like from, well, actually, it's the fastest road from where you are to get to Highover, unless you want to, go across like the banner up into the coastland and everything. But if you want to stay on like the civilized road, yeah, this is the fastest way to get there.
This is as civilized as it gets. Because there's still a lot of nothing until we reach Lake
Stop following
Callahan.
me. I'm not following you. You're following me. So, all of you begin your trek along the northwestern highway from Denerim towards the sinkhole, or in Estia's case, to Highover.
Yeah, you mean the two separate groups,
The
not
two separate
traveling
groups,
together,
yeah.
make their way down the same road.
Yep. And as you begin to like travel down the highway, it gets to a point to where you begin to climb up a hill, and at a certain point you off in the distance you can see the top of the spire of that pillar of red lyrium that erupted down on the path near Lothering. And like, just as something to do with the sunlight or anything, as the light catches it, it kind of like lets off a blinding flash every now and then.
Does it look like it's like flashing out in all directions, or is it like a focused flash, like a spotlight almost?
It's almost as if it's flashing out in all directions, kind of like a beacon.
Probably not a good sign.
It's gone nuclear.
It's gone nuclear.
I'm going to fall back a little bit and kind of talk semi in private with Magnus. I'm going to kind of gesture him to kind of like walk back with me a little bit. So it's just the two of us. Magnus, you never really had a say in any of this. You've always kind of been just dragged along with all of us and all of this headache. What are your thoughts?
That Asthea is going to go where we need her to go, one way or another.
So are you saying that we should force her to stay with us, or that we let her go and catch up to her?
How far can she really get on her own?
Well, if we take the horse away from her, I would say maybe a day, maybe two. If we give her the horse, maybe a day, maybe two.
But will she be able to find passage across? Or will they just arrest her for being a blood mage?
Well, I mean, from what I remember, the towers aren't really... They're kind of in the process of being rebuilt, so it's not like they can lock her up in a circle right now or anything, but that doesn't mean that won't stop them from stopping her, but... I don't know. There's also a necromancer maybe after us. I don't know. That we also may have to be on the lookout for. And
at least one.
And I know she's going to be really slow getting where she needs to go because she has to be all prim and proper with how she sets up camp and whatnot. And I don't know how resourceful she is either as far as like food and drink, but who knows, she could surprise us. Either way, I don't think she'll get far.
Well, where are we going in relation to where she needs to go?
Well, they said it was just a couple hours north of where the kingdom was for this sinkhole, so it's going to take us maybe half a day to get to where we need to go and get back. And then depending on how long it takes with the king, maybe the rest of the day, who knows? And this is just all if everything goes smoothly.
Oh, this is so very true.
So that's what I'm saying, day and a half maybe? Thankfully it's a short trip to where we need to go, but again, that's if it goes smoothly. And I don't even know what the Kunari wants to do. He's just kind of been following us. I know he said he was lost and looking for his people or just something. I don't really know.
Well, I don't think he terribly trusts Asthea.
I'm not even 100% sure if he trusts us. I think he's just tagging along until he either finds an opportunity to leave or finds what he's looking for. I'm not really sure. Although we haven't really asked. We're not a very chatty group, are we?
I mean, look at us.
Oh, aren't we a bunch of misfits? All trying to kill each other. Well, some of us, I suppose.
I haven't directly tried to kill anyone yet.
No, that's true, and that's why I'm just wondering where you stand. You've kind of been either keeping the peace or holding your tongue, so I don't know where
Well,
you stand.
I mean, there's a blight. What am I going to do? Stay in a town, wait for it to be overrun, and die in the process? This seems obviously like the safer and smarter option.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't do anything, so who
No,
knows if...
And a lot of people die, so...
Yeah. But
I'm choosing to stay alive and see the end of this blight one way or another.
Well, see, that's the problem, is if the king can't help us, and yet Esthea is the key, I am completely in the dark of what we need to do, and...
We find a long wooden box with a lock on it.
Oh, I don't think that'll stop the Archdemon, though. That'll just stop Esthea.
It'll just be easier to transport. We just need a cart at that point.
That's true. But I suppose one way for us to find some information, depending on what we get from the king, I don't like this idea, but we may seek more information from Tevinter, or maybe even like a large, like a college or library that will have a bunch of books, maybe even one of the old circles. I know they're basically a big tall library from what I can tell, so find something?
We might end up in High Ever anyways.
That's true. Never really gone too far north before, so that'll be interesting. Usually stay in the middle or the south. Never really gone north before, so that'll be a sight to see, I'm sure.
Yeah, honestly, I have no inclination to head anywhere near Orzammar if I can avoid it.
Are you from Orzammar, or are you a surface dwarf?
From around the area.
Are you avoiding it because you have family there?
Had family, but yes.
What's the term they call when you don't have a name there? Is that what's happened?
It's a long story.
Oh, well, we've got a long way to go, so perhaps maybe after all this, maybe you could tell it.
That's
if you
just
want.
hoping we live through it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This whole time I keep glancing to make sure Thea doesn't decide to like giddy up in the other direction.
Nope, she's still following the road.
What about Ross? What is Ross doing while all this is going on?
Just riding.
Nothing in particular, just riding?
Yeah. Noticing that the other two are talking.
All right.
We're not plotting to kill
That's
anyone,
the worst. Yeah, I was going to say, he's listening.
He's listening to us.
I doubt I could have heard it, but just noticing that you're talking.
Whisper, whisper, whisper. All right, well, like I said, I just wanted to see where you stood. I mean, you don't have to follow us if it wasn't within your morals or anything, but...
As I said, what am I going to do? Stay in one of the cities and die when the blight overruns it?
Exactly.
Until we find a way, until we have an answer on how to stop the blight, there's really no use in stopping.
That's very true. Well,
like standing in front of a runaway minecart.
I imagine how that would be terrible. I don't know, I'm assuming. I've never seen mines before. But all right, let's just try to do this fast. That way, if she does happen to run ahead, we can at least catch up reasonably. If anything, Soren can just smell her out. I'm sure she's got new perfume or something on her. It'll be really easy to track her down, among other things that will be following her because of it.
All right, so is anybody going to attempt to do anything at this point, or is it just...
I'm trying to keep an eye out for literally one of the 5 million things that is trying to murder us right now.
Yeah, I was gonna
We
say
have a
the same
list.
thing. Just continuing down the road, but keeping an eye out for dangers.
And while you don't normally, or I should say, you don't really see anything, but the moment that you crossed up into that hill and you were able to see the tip of the Lyrium spire, you just began to feel a sort of unease settle through you, all except for Astia. Astia, you don't feel anything settling down upon you, but everyone else just has this small feel of dread, and almost as if something is watching them as you begin to climb the hill up higher up onto the highway towards I should say up to the northwest highway.
Is it because Astea's watching us? Is that where we feel the dread?
No, it's more that when the spire came into view, that's when the dread started like gnawing at you.
Oh, okay.
You see my body language go to much more alert, non-point.
I definitely make sure that my bow is pretty easy to access.
And right as you get up to where the highway levels out once again, you see this bright flash go off to the west where the spire is at, and you just see this focused red beam of energy just strike down towards a random point in the lower area of the land and just strike. And then you see a cloud of dust and dirt begin to rise up as an explosion goes off.
Did it look like the beam came from the tower itself or something sitting atop the tower?
From the tower itself. It's like the tip of the spire just let out this destructive beam down into a lower part of the earth.
That can't be good.
Would that be any sort of magic that I might recognize?
You can give me, I believe it's an arcane history.
Arcane lore?
An arcane lore. Definitely with that. You have a feeling that the spire is not just some random building, but it's an arcane focus.
Ooh.
That somebody either in the tower or around the tower is using it to channel enough destructive energy and then fire it off once it's built up.
Interesting. I will keep that information to myself.
Of course. All right, and about I'd say 5 hours along traveling, you come up, your journey is like cut short as you come up to this large sinkhole in the middle of the highway, spanning probably a good, I don't know, let me look at the map here so I can give you an exact distance from one end to another. Let's see.
I found it.
A good 150 feet across and about 150 feet wide.
Who am I?
When you look down into the crater itself, you can see ruined patches of earth and what looks to be a once underground bridgeway that has collapsed in on itself along with the weight of the sinkhole collapsing on top of it. pools of water are now surrounding the damaged earth and structures. And when you look down a bit down into the hole, you can see two humans up on one of the higher parts of the ground, one of the higher parts of the earth. One seems to be unconscious as it lays unmoving on the ground. Another one is a fully armored human, looking to be heavily wounded, but still trying to maintain its composure as it's struggling to stay on its 2 feet. An iron shield and sword in its hand, as it looks like it's about to brace for combat, as you notice 3 skeletons raise up from the water and begin their advance.
Is that them?
I'm guessing. I'm gonna take my arrow out and I'm gonna start shooting at one of the skeletons that's closest to them.
Give me 1 second here.
I'm going to start looking for any potential way down that would be faster than tying off a rope. And if not, I'm going to tie off a rope and do that.
All right, so I just gave you guys access to the map.
Does one look like it's in Grey Warden armor?
Yeah, the one that's struggling to stay on its feet right now looks to be in the basic regalia of a Grey Warden.
Oh, okay.
But before we get into this little scenario here, let's go ahead and take our first break for the night, guys.
Oh, snap.
It's getting to be that time. And when we get back, we will find out what exactly our little group of adventurers is going to do. But stick with us, guys. We'll be right back.
I'm just glad.
All right, we are back. Hi. So, let's go ahead. Let me pull up this little timetable here.
I have an important question.
I may have an important answer.
Well, I hope so. How far is it vertically from there to there?
You're looking at probably a 50-foot drop from where you're standing down onto that platform.
Oh, good. Okay.
I cast Featherfall.
Don't toss the dwarf.
Doesn't exist.
But
do not toss the dwarf.
something very important may come into play here.
And the Canary toss the dwarf?
I mean, the Canary can try. I don't know how far you're going to toss the dwarf now that he's in actual armor, but who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us all. Maybe he'll live through the impact. But what I'm going to need is I'm going to need initiative rolls from y'all.
And initiative was dex
Dexterity.
roll, right?
Yes,
Okay.
dexterity. 3d6. Oh yeah, you guys got that.
I cannot hear those words without hearing them in Tiny Tina's voice now.
What's
Ever
that?
Again.
Oh, roll for
Roll for
initiative.
initiative.
I punched the initiative.
And Dragon
You
Company
guys, see,
kills
you
you.
guys see the shirt I'm wearing, right?
No.
Bunkers
Here's some
and
badasses.
Oh yeah,
Here's
I have
badass.
I have that exact shirt. I love that shirt. I've got that, and I've got the TF2 one of gargoyles and gravel pits.
It was either that or it was the Dungeons, Dragons, drive-ins, and dives.
Yup. Escape from Flavortown. That's another shirt I need to get. So you guys have the ability to add your turns on the initiative roll.
God. Do we?
I rolled really high.
You should. If not, let me.
I know we can modify the number, but I don't know if we can actually put ourselves on there. Oh, right. Our dogs have initiative too.
Oh God. I don't have the document open.
I promise I will have it up by next week. Your
I
dogs.
get
Okay.
that in blood.
I mean, you got a blood mage.
So I don't know how to add it to the turn order.
You should see. Did I not? I didn't add Ross. You should see Ross on the turn order now. Just
And
click
then
on the
hit
zero.
enter.
Just click on the 0, enter the number, and hit enter.
Okay.
And then the dex for the dogs is 3d6 plus 3.
All right, just waiting for Magnus and Steinbeck to be added.
Working.
Do I get like a sneak attack because I fired first? Or would I have to wait for my turn?
I'd say you have to wait for your turn.
Darn it. Okay.
We're not the Han Solo of Dragon Age.
I shot first.
It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily a sneak attack because combat has already been determined when the skeletons began to advance on the hero and the queen.
Well, I guess what I meant was like, since I shot at it first, does that count as me like getting a quick shot off before we go into rounds? But,
No.
okay.
But Ross, you can start us off here.
All right. What are my options for getting down?
At the moment, you can attempt to climb down the rock face right here, as it does go all the way down into the water. Or you can attempt a really sick jump across the gap and 50 foot down.
But at what level is like that spot?
That is 50 feet down.
It's a 15-foot jump out and 50 feet down.
Yep.
Make sure you tuck and roll.
And you're looking at probably about a good 100-foot climb straight down.
All right. Well, I actually happen to have a climbing proficiency.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that. So my speed is 14. You tell me if I can get to a point where it's only like 15, maybe 20 feet jump down to the platform in one move.
All right. So every 2 squares is what
Doesn't help me vertically.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the movement again?
My speed is 14.
No. That's what I'm talking about. Is the speed?
It is
2 yards for every square.
2 yards
Yeah.
for every square.
2 yards every square.
Your movement is 14 yards. So you can move 7 squares.
Again, that doesn't help me vertically. I can't see how many squares down it is.
All right, give me a second here and we'll convert that. So you can climb down 42 yards this turn. Or 42 feet, I should say.
Okay.
So
So
42
I wanted-
feet down, and it's a
40
50-foot drop to the platform.
42 feet down. So you'll be like, if you climb 42 feet down, you'll now be about 8 feet above that platform you were asking about.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to have a little over 50-ish feet to go down.
Okay, so tell me if this is possible.
Okay.
I want to cut my movement down a little short.
How short are we talking?
Just a little bit, like 1 or 2 squares left. Okay, and I want to push off the face to get onto the to jump down to the platform, but not at a full 50 feet. Only at like
So you're
10 feet or so.
you're going down until you probably got about 4 yards left, and then you
Yeah.
want to push yourself off and try to get to the other side.
Yeah.
Sure, we can do that.
Is that possible, or is that like super crazy?
It's good. It will look cool if you do it, but you're going from a sheer wall, not a sheer wall, but a straight wall, like a climb straight down, and now you're trying to push yourself off with no running start off the wall to clear a 15-foot gap.
Yeah, I want to. So I'm trying to leave enough vertical space for me to be able to. Make that gap.
Yeah. See that's what I'm
But
saying.
not
That's what
take
I'm
a
saying.
full 50 feet straight down damage.
That's what I'm saying is like you can get there and you can attempt it, but you're gonna have to do your climbing check to get down, but you've got proficiency, so that probably won't be an issue. But then you're gonna have to give me I think it's just a straight up strength check, isn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, because it would be jumping, so you would have to give me a jumping roll straight across. You would have to clear a 15-foot jump. You technically have to be Spider-Man right now in order to do it. But if you want to try it, like all I need is a climbing roll, which is strength. But you have climbing proficiency, so you should have the climbing skill that you could click on in your character sheet.
no way this could possibly go wrong.
I mean, you say that now. I'm just waiting for the climb roll.
I did it. You don't see it?
Not again, roll
okay,
20.
Do me a favor, click it again.
Okay, well, just for reference, hold on. That's 164 plus 2 plus 2, so 15.
15,
total.
okay. Go ahead and click it again. I want to see something here. It comes up that time.
Do we have
That's
to
a
click
lot
things
better.
twice?
No, because that was a different roll.
But do we have to
No,
click
I-
twice in order for it to come up?
I think that may be the case. Is there something wrong with there's something wrong still with roll 20 to where if you click and it doesn't come up, it will come up the second time.
I did it the first. Well, it's inconsistent, I think.
Well, I like that roll a little bit better, so.
So you said you got a 15. A 15 is enough for you to climb down. Like
Okay.
you have enough proficiency that a 15 will allow you to climb down without an issue. So you get down, leaving yourself enough room between the wall and the ledge of the other side to jump across. So I'm going to need a jumping roll from you now, but it's going to be at a -1 penalty because it's from a wall instead of the ground. You don't have a running start or anything like that. It's just a dead jump from a wall.
Well, I'm trying to just push off and
Yep.
let gravity and the,
Mhm. Yeah, that's
the
why
push carry me across the 15 feet.
that's why there's going to be a -1 applied to that. So 6, 10, 12. Yeah,
That's 11
you make it.
because of -1.
So you guys see Ross begin to climb down this wall, and just with an amazing act of strength, he just pushes himself off of the wall, and you just see gravity just carry him to like the edge of the rock, where he lands safely enough to where he will not fall.
And that's all my movement. So what I'm going to do,
All right, just
in
for
that case,
to give you a little bit of visual aid here, this this area right here, like it slopes down, and this is probably about a good 10 feet off of the ground.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn around, look up, and put out my hands to help anybody else trying to come down.
Oh, this could only end with the most amazing results, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Steinbeck.
Oh God. Steinbeck kind of makes a slight whimpering noise and looks at what Ross just did. And he is going to
We need to get Pokeballs for our.
Sometimes
Jabari.
doing nothing is probably the best option for these dogs.
Yeah. Steinbeck's gonna move there, look down, and kind of just whimper.
Estia, can you give me an arcane lore?
I sure can.
Oh my god, I didn't realize how low I am on here. Jeez.
I rolled a lot of numbers that are high.
You know that using your arcane focus, you would be able to possibly rebuild the bridge between where you're standing and where Ross is at.
Interesting. Okay.
That will just make me look foolish.
I don't know. What you did was pretty cool.
So just looking at the rubble and the ruins here, can I determine, like, did the bridge very obviously just go across this gap, or was it like lower down? Was it an angled bridge? What did it look like?
It's more like an angle. This was probably like a stairway that went down onto the bridge below, and either through the collapse of the sinkhole or just through a passage of time, the stairs gave way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's attempt that.
Okay. So the only thing I need from you is a magic focus check of at least 11.
Okay. That would be that one there. I guess that's just a straight magic roll. That is 14.
14. So everyone sees Estia just raise her hands and begin to ball them up into a fists as the focus is the bracelets or the bracers on her wrist begin to glow as the earth begins to like shake, not really shake, but crumble together as rocks begin to raise up out of the water. and slowly but surely a stairway is built between where you are standing and where Ross is at.
And from here, can I see the other side of this sinkhole? Does it look like there's also a collapsed passageway over there, or collapsed bridge or stairs or anything on the other side as well?
Behold the magic stairwell.
Nice. I guess basically what I'm trying to
It's so
determine
beautiful.
before I take my movement is if I cross to the other side, would I be able to do that again to get up to the other side?
No, this other side right here is below the sinkhole, below the lip of the sinkhole. This is now crumbled with like large boulders, like some sort of explosion has closed it, but it looks like at one point in time that it was an entrance to a an ancient structure.
Okay. Am I too far away from the structure to see if there's any sort of markings or symbols or anything of that sort on it?
You're about 150 feet away, so
Yeah, it's pretty far. And I don't
actually no, you're not
telescope.
150 feet. I'm sorry, because I'm measuring it in D&D measurements here, because every 2 squares is 2 yards.
So I want to take just one moment here. Big Kunari climbs down the face of this cliff, jumps across, and goes, "I'll catch you." Assyria goes, "Stairs."
Pretty much.
I cast stairs.
She just pretty much puts the infinity gauntlet on and just rewinds time so the stairs are there.
I mean, it's totally fitting that you did that first, though, because she would absolutely just stand there and watch a Kunari possibly make a fool of itself before creating the walkway.
So distance-wise for you, it's about 67.5.
Okay, that's a number that is much higher than my speed.
But if you want, you can, because it's a rather large structure. You can give me a seeing roll if you want. If you want to use that as for perception.
I'm gonna do that because I'm trying to determine whether or not Esthea would even bother going down there or just walk around the sinkhole.
Sure.
So perception, you said?
Yep.
I got the best perception
with the
I've
15,
ever rolled.
You do, and you can see a couple, like your eyes catch a couple very familiar, very familiar parts of text that are written into Vinter.
All right, I'm going down there. What even is my speed? Oh, it's garbage. Okay.
Oh, it's garbage.
3, 4. That's as far as I can move, and I do it with a very heavy sigh.
All right, Magnus.
Oh, Lord. Just looking for something very specific here. Okay, so that gives me... Oh, our speed on the character sheet's in yards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And every square is 2 yards.
Well, I can get to there.
Alrighty. Skillington. What is their speed? Let me see here. Their speed isn't that great. Oh, never mind. Their speed is 10.
That's my speed too.
All right, so he
I'm
gets
about
here.
as fast as a dead guy.
I'm going to need to make a strength roll to see if it can climb.
This is why we can catch up to Asthea.
Speak for yourself. Magnus was running that entire time.
Oh god, that's right. Come on, dwarf.
All right,
Dwarf
so lifts it up there. More climb roll. Lifts itself up there, and that's about all I can do for this round. I don't think it's got anything. Nope, it's got nothing on it because it doesn't have its weapon. All right, so the next one.
Sorry, every square is a yard.
2 yards.
2 yards.
Every square is 2 yards.
Every square is 2 yards. Yes.
What about diagonals?
Diagonal still 2 yards. So anything within that little like within 1 square reach of you would be 2 yards.
Okay.
All right, so Hero here is going to position himself right there not right there, but kind of like come down to here as to cut off any progress that the skeletons are making. He takes a defensive stance. Duranius
is going to move right there and then press the attack minor action with me as the focus so that he can move with me on my next turn.
All right. The last skeleton can only go there. Valenta.
Well, this changed my plans a little bit now that I've got a bridge. So for now, I'm going to command Saron to stay put and to keep an eye out
Okay.
while I go across. Let's see where I'm at. So let me double check real quick. I can move 8 squares. Boom. Because eyes are fast. And I will go ahead and I'll take a shot at this guy.
All right. Going to give me that a roll.
Okay, let's see here. Oh God. It's been a while. Let's see if he'll do it. Yes.
Damn, a bonus of 10. Yeah, you definitely hit.
I am so good at bows.
And is that 3 stunt points?
That is 3 stunt points as well.
Oh! It's been so long since I've done this. Let's see here. Hold on. Hold on. That's not it. Stump points. Stump points. I have 3. I can't do that. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna do a lightning attack and
All right.
shoot at it again.
All right, give me
I didn't do the damage on that one yet, did I?
No, but you can go ahead. Give me the damage. 14 fire. Jesus.
I paid good money for that shit.
You did. All right, it's got no resistance to fire, I don't think. Let me check here.
And fire, I think, is the plus 4 damage. No, wait, plus 3.
For what?
So if it's not, okay, tell me if I'm wrong. If something is not or has resistances to fire, they don't get the plus 3 fire damage. I think it's how, I don't know. We haven't been in this situation
No.
yet.
It's plus 3 fire damage if they are weak to it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, it just does 14 fire damage.
Oh, got it. Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
But yeah, you see this thing just streaks across the gap and just implants itself into the back of the skeleton's skull to where now its eyes are kind of like giving off that like Ghost Rider-esque flame.
That's cool. I'm gonna aim for the other socket.
Okay. That'll hit as well. Poor little level 1 minions are just getting absolutely wrecked. That bonus is just from your skills, isn't it?
Yeah. I poured everything into my bows and dexterity.
Oh wait, it's just that bonus is just adding up what you got. Okay.
Yes, that's everything together. That's my 1d6 plus 3 plus 4.
Okay. See, I was thinking that plus 10 was like added on top of whatever you rolled. I was like, Jesus.
Oh no, that's everything combined into one.
Okay, so instead of like a 22.
Yeah, no.
Wait, because it says rolling 4 plus 3 plus 3.
Mm-hmm. But then
Yes.
it's the modifier of the weapon plus her dexterity plus any proficiency bonuses.
I got you. Kaker Ken, thank you for the follow. So the other +3 is just a proficiency bonus that you got?
It is, yes.
Okay, so
'Cause
that
I'm proficient in bows.
so that is, was it 8, 11,
Trust me,
23?
if I use a dagger, that shit is way low.
So that's 23 is what you're telling me.
Oh shit, yeah, it is.
I need to check to see if we you guys are, if that's done correctly.
No, dude, go for it. Because I have a 4 in dexterity, a +3 in bows.
Yeah.
And then I have my bonus because it's a, oh god, I just like moved all of my stuff. Because it is a tier 2 enchanted weapon.
I think we did the enchanted weapons wrong. I think you don't have the bonus to that. So I'm trying to think, see if I can.
I remember we did it. Let's see. Bows is 3, dexterity is 4. Plus my proficiency.
Let's see here. Because I just want to make sure that we're not like doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because it has been a while since we did anything. Can be enchanted, but it takes lyrium.
So I know when you make an attack roll, your ability gets added on top of that. Plus, if you have a focus in it, that gets added on.
Which
top
I
of
do
it.
have a focus in.
So the ability, the 4, I assume that's your dex, and then the 3,
Yes.
I assume that's your focus,
It is.
and then whatever that other 3 is.
I think it's the 3 because it's when you do bows, I think it's the +3. Where did I get that 3 from?
That one's over my head because I have no weapon focus.
You have no weapon focuses,
Okay,
yeah.
your
Yeah.
attack roll is 3d6 plus dex or strength plus focus plus whatever.
So that's what I thought. I'm just trying to remember what the whatever is.
It's on page 3 of the reference table.
Play forth. Thank you for that raid. Raiders, welcome on in. Can we get some love in the chat for our wonderful raiders tonight? Play forth. How was your guys' stream? What were you guys doing tonight? We're figuring out if we gave our elf way too much power.
Nope, that seems about right, honestly.
Okay, because it's not the rank 2 enchantment. It's because the weapon is now considered a masterwork or superior item.
Yes.
So
Because I upgraded my bow. I just didn't remember it. So it's tier 2 or 3. It's a level 3. I put it, I see it now. I did specifically put level 3.
okay, so
Because we said each
see
level is a
here.
+1.
Masterwork weaponry generally gives a bonus to the attack or damage rolls of those who wield them. Most such weapons give a simple +1 bonus, a rare give +2. Very few legendary treasures of craft give a +3. Higher bonuses are impossible outside the realm of magic. Okay, so I don't think it's to your attack roll. I think it's to your damage at the bonus.
To my damage.
But it wouldn't be a +3 bonus because that would make it a legendary item.
It'd be 1 for the masterwork.
It'd be 1 for the masterwork.
So
yeah.
instead of my +3, it's a +1.
It's a +1. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's not added to your attack roll. It's added to your damage roll.
Okay, so it's 4 + 3, so it's my focus plus my dex.
Plus your
only.
dex, yes.
And then for my damage,
You're
that's where the +1 goes to
that
instead of
where
the
the,
+3.
where the +1 would go instead of the +3. Yes.
Okay.
Does the initial masterwork add a +1 to your attack, or is it all straight to your damage?
Most increases to weapons are going to be 2 damage.
Okay.
Rick does thank you for the follow.
I mean, we just did that like last session, so that's like all new to us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
I
So
kind of went
minor
off like I
adjustments?
kind of went off like the D&D homebrew style thing, and that's not a good idea for Dragon Age.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, did I? Oh, okay. Whew.
No. I'm testing something out. Make sure I.
Okay.
didn't-
So basically, that's like give or take -2
-2.
for both of those
So
rolls.
it would pretty much be 4 plus 3, which is an additional 7. Yeah, that still hits it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a lot. It's just -2 from both,
Yep.
basically. So yeah, so the damage is actually 10 for the second one and 12 for the other. So 12 and 10.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, to
So-
adjust that.
Mhm.
I already changed it on here, so when I attack again, that
Gotcha.
will be updated.
Okay, so it still hits it. They don't have that great defense. It's honestly a skeleton. I mean, it's not going to be armored to high hell or not. And you see the second one pierce through the skull as well and kind of crisscross inside of it as it kind of lets out a shriek as the heat from the fire just makes the skull shatter as the body just falls limp onto the ground.
Yes.
Who we got next?
And that's it.
Saran. You said you ordered Saran to stay, right?
I ordered him to stay, so since he kind of sees oh my god, I can't remember his name. Oh! Other doggo on one side. He's just gonna kind of mimic. Stand back. There we go.
Other doggo.
God, wow. Okay, it's been a while. He's just gonna kind of mirror him and just kind of go on the other side so they look like good guard dogs on each side.
All right. Ross, after your epic Spider-Man across the gap before the main
That was absolutely pointless.
before Estia just made it pointless by just pulling an infinity gauntlet and building the stairs.
At least
Okay.
it looked cool.
This is true. Followed immediately by the I need a little bit more description about what's going on at the edges of these.
Right now those two skeletons are trying to clamber up onto the rocks to get onto here to go after the two humans that are up on the rocks above them.
Is it much of a climb for them?
Not really. It's less of a climb and more of a just a quick pull up.
And does the water look deep? They're standing in it, right?
The skeletons, they're maybe, they look to be average human height. It's like maybe ankle deep.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, yeah, because when you get down here, or when you get to here, it's about a 10-foot drop down to get to there.
All right. Well, I'm going for this guy. I'm gonna
That's not bad.
basically bull rush him and attack. And
All right,
because I did not.
If you're gonna attack from there, if you're using a melee weapon, you cannot reach them because they're 10 feet below
I'm
you.
trying to get down.
Oh, okay. So you're like running and just like diving off down towards them. Is that what you're saying? Did we lose
I think so.
Shadow
Yeah.
Fox?
They think he dropped again because his computer is the best in the world.
Yay!
Give him a minute.
So
Yeah. Did you hear that?
no, I didn't.
He's like, ah, damn it.
So while Shadow Fox is returning from the Shadow Realm, I just wanted to let everybody know that one, again, our stream is sponsored by Roll20. They were amazing to give us a sponsorship for the games that we put on here on a weekly basis on Behold Roleplay. HB Fox, I want to steal that D20. I mean, I've got a little stuffed D20 that I bought at a convention years ago, but I want to steal that one from you.
Well, if you want this one, you can find them available on roll20.net/marketplace.
store.
I don't know what their
Wait,
shop
they-
is. I should
didn't
probably find that.
I didn't know that they sold them. I may have to do that.
They do.
But on top of that, also, we are currently raising money for Extra Life for the Lawrence Small Children's Center up in Bakersfield, California. We have a little widget down below if you would like to make a donation to help some sick and injured kids, help the hospital and help them get better and help make sure that they have a easier time in the hospital as they're receiving treatments. We have a donation incentive menu for you guys for donations that are put through. We have a new bot. I don't know what the bot command is. Fox, is it just Extra Life or what is it? Exclamation point Extra Life. So that right there will take you to the it's also got a little Extra Life link as well, but that incentive menu is for both tonight, or for the game tonight and our D&D game on Tuesday nights. So some of those, like the 150, we don't have a deck of many things, but I can easily make something up for Dragon Age. The deck of many things comes in the Dragon Age, let's put it that way. Is he still not back?
He had to restart his computer.
Oh, okay. So I think we can go ahead and take a break then. Let's go ahead and
It is
close
about
enough
that time.
to it.
yeah,
so.
let's go ahead and take our second break for the night while Shadow Fox beats his computer into submission. And there go the cameras. And when he comes back, we will continue on with this little skeleton assault to see if the group can rescue the injured hero Fereldan.
Rescue? I'm just passing through.
Whoa. Whoa.
But as sick of this, guys, we will be right back.
sound remains. Don't fear if death finds you this day. Whoa, are you with me? Let us savor the pain. Do you hear the distant sound calling your name? In time, all of us are forgotten. The ones that don't belong to the pages of history. But as my forefathers, I take to the open sea. Yeah. As long before, well, follow and don't ask more. Passed down long before the stories of old. This time, I will not be forgotten. I won't be torn along with the feeble and the enemy. But as I fall,
All right, I think we are back.
Oh, hi.
Oh, cameras are
Hi.
switched. Give me a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
That's all right. It was just Zorro and Fox switching places.
This is the story. How we traded places.
You're like mix up a couple shows there. All right, so Ross, before the Shadow Realm took you away from us, you were going to attempt to make an attack.
Yes, and I would like to basically. What is this? What's the skeleton got on him?
Are you talking armor or what are you talking?
Yeah, like
They've got, it looks like a two-handed spear on them. No armor.
okay. I'm going to try to basically jump on this guy and crush him with all like 300 some odd pounds of Kunari Fury.
All right, so you're pretty much just going to try to Goomba stomp the guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So,
And I get sneak attack because I didn't start in the same square or in the square next to him.
all right. So in this case, that is going to be, first off, I'm going to need a jumping roll from you. And then, all right, you're fine with that. And now I'm going to need an attack using your body as the weapon. So I need you just to give me a flat out strength roll.
So the jump gave me 4 points.
So what that is that was to see if when you jumped, if you would take any damage upon, impact,
Mm-hmm.
which you won't, but you did get 4 stunt points for that. trying to see here of what stunt you can use here.
I've got the list. Wouldn't it be combat stunt?
Not necessarily, because the jump itself is not the attack.
It would be a role play stunt. Technically.
Yeah, it would technically be a role play stunt.
There's absolutely nothing in roleplay that would matter for any of this.
You may.
Can he come up with his own?
He's got what, 4 stunt points? Yeah, if he you could come up with your own here, since there is technically nothing.
I mean, I basically just want to hit the guy.
Well, no, the jump itself is not going to be what hits the guy. The jump is just ensuring that you can make the jump 10 feet down without, taking damage upon landing.
So like the RP stunts could maybe be you jumping down in style.
Yeah, there's
Like,
that wouldn't matter for anything, so forget it.
Okay. So you jump safely enough off of the rock, but kind of when you go to throw your body down on top of them, you kind of just like nudge them a bit as you land next to them, because they what'd you get, 3, 7, 9? A 9 is not going to hit.
Do I still get 2 stunts for that?
Yes.
So then I want to use the 2 stunt points to knock him prone.
The 2 stunt points will not knock him prone because you did not hit. Like if you're using the stunt points to increase your hit, or like if there's anything on the stunt points that would allow you to
All right, I get it.
yeah, because you have to actually hit in order for the stunt points to kick off.
Okay, so I'll use the 2 stunt points to gain a +2 to my defense using defensive stance.
All right. Steinbeck.
Steinbeck is a fast doggo.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I need that. Up to double, which means 20, 32. So give me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
how fast are you if you dash in your armor?
That was dashing.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Huh.
20.
All right, so if Steinbeck is going to go down there, I'm going to need him to do a jump check, because he is going to be leaping down 10 feet.
What is a jump off of?
Strength. It's there's a specific one, jumping, if they've got it. If not, it's just a straight strength roll.
Yeah. That's why I asked. Oh, hey, he does have jumping.
They do have jumping.
Holy
Look at
crap.
that.
Now, does that add to it?
It's a proficiency, so yeah, so it would get its proficiency.
+3?
Yeah, because it's in its character sheet under strength. It should say something. It's the Mabari, right?
Yeah.
It
says strength jumping 2.
Okay, so that means it gets a +2.
Okay. Which means
All right, 14, you're good. So he jumps down.
Have some points.
apparently.
Is there anything else Steinbeck is going to do?
No, because he has to use his entire move to get there.
All right.
He's got 4 stunt points now.
Yeah, but it's RP stunts.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's nothing I can really do with that.
Estia.
I think I'm going to first just move up a little bit. From here, what do I see on the path to the left? Like, is this chunk right here at the same level as this?
Yes, like these structures right here, like these pieces of stonework are all about level, which makes you think that at one point it was like a roundabout.
Okay, so if I that would be yeah, you could totally make a 4-yard jump. It'd be a long jump. You'd have to take a sprint at it, but the space between like basically just the edge here and here, is that just like a step? It looks like there's only
it's kind of like a long step over, but yeah.
Okay. So if I was really dexterous and really skilled and really fast, of which I am none of those things,
Because you're a
I would
mage.
be able to say sprint and then right at the edge of here, attempt a long jump to reach here.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm none of those things, so maybe I shouldn't do that. But I'm thinking about it.
I mean,
So I moved 2, so I have 3 squares of movement left. So
I mean,
I'll take my dog and move over here.
I was gonna say, are you gonna let the Kunari show you up on awesome jumps?
I'm not really.
I've got
built
2 under my
for-
belt so far.
Not built for physical anything. I mean, I have a 0 dex and a 0 strength. Come
I'm
on.
not built for doing anything on my own.
Sounds like a Teventer.
Yeah. So I used all my movement to get there. So I'm going to use my action to run, since I'm clearly not fighting anything, and try to kind of slide/tumble my way down to the edge here.
All
Not
right.
in the water, but like right on the edge there.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna be rolling off the rock to get down there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna like approach the edge of the path where it crumbles off, and then just try to kind of safely tumble down, I guess.
Okay.
Slide down whatever. I don't know if it's like a slope or if it's just straight drop onto the little bit of land there.
It's
but-
again like a 10-foot drop down.
okay. Yeah. I'm just
so
gonna try
if
and
you're
clamber down.
Okay, are you jumping down or are you rolling down?
I'm whichever's safest.
I mean, I want to see a jump this personally.
I don't really relish the idea of breaking my ankle at the bottom there.
Okay, so you're so it's either going to be a jumping roll from strength or an acrobatics roll from dexterity.
Okay, I mean it's +0 no matter what I do. So let's go with dex.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
The ending up face first in the water.
Yeah, okay. That's a 7. I
Oh,
rolled a
okay.
7.
Yeah, you did roll a 7.
Yeah.
Not 2s6. All right, you're gonna take 6 points of damage as you don't really get the roll completely underway, and you kind of land a little hard on your shoulder.
Ow. Okay, so just trying to see what my movement here is. So that used two squares of movement probably of my remaining 5. So I have 3 left. The water that's there from where's my ruler? From here to here, the water that's in that middle area there. Is there any way I can determine how deep that might be?
It looks like ankle deep, if that.
Okay, then I would like to use the rest of that movement to just walk across.
Okay.
So which would get me to about here, and that would get Dorinius to there since he runs out of movement.
Alrighty. Magnus.
The dwarf is running again, and I cannot run and attack in the same turn. So
We need to get you some boots of haste. If only.
we just need a couple points in dexterity as we're going up in level here.
I mean, Elven Chain exists. We just need to get you some Elven Chain.
But would a
Demand
dwarf
elven plate.
would a dwarf wear anything elven?
I mean, it's not the hatred that you get from D&D culturally.
But still, it's not a dwarven make.
It depends on the dwarf.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. So, nope, I can get there, and that is about all you're going to get.
All right. So back to the skeletons. Seeing as they've got they've got a person near them. They are this one. Where is he? Oh, that guy's dead. So this one here is going to make a thrust at Ross with its two-handed spear.
Speaking of, do I need to make a jump check to get down there?
Yes, you will. Does a 14 hit your defense rating? Or your defense, I should say, Ross.
Normally it would, but I did that stunt point to increase my defense by 2, so now I got a 16.
All right. So
Until the beginning of my next turn.
so thanks to that epic superhero landing that you make, you're able to dodge out of the way as the spear just barely misses your face.
There's that strength check.
Wait, are you jumping down this turn or?
Well, I would have had to get down there.
Oh no, you're right here. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there.
3, 5, 7. Yep, you're fine.
Okay.
And then we've got the hero who is going to hold his ground. Let you guys take care of everything.
Probably
Darinius.
smart.
Yeah, he isn't looking too great. Armor's a bit dirty and banged up. You can see some blood stains of dried blood where rocks have hit, and it looks like he's taken a couple stabs.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that. Dorinius is gonna move over here next to me and again use his action to move with me on my turn.
All right. This skeleton is going to go ahead and make a thrust at the metal-plated dwarf that just landed behind it. Does a 15 strike you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that damage is coming up.
I just want to point out that a 7-foot tall Canary right now has a higher AC than a dwarf in full plate.
Wait for it.
Yeah. But see, the thing is
That's because it's dex based.
the dwarf is plated like a tank.
Wait for that damage roll.
So it's going to do a total of 9.
Which
So-
is
0.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Full plate's armor rating is 9.
Oh my god!
actually no, full plate is 10.
Yeah.
Oh my god! They have to get above a 10 to do anything.
They have to
you?
do at minimum 11 damage to even break me.
Yep.
Oh shit!
You
It's
may-
like, yeah,
Alright.
you can hit me.
You may move like, a lame horse, but at the same time, you're plated like a tank.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a literal base level of damage they have to do for me to care.
Wow.
So you just take the spear like dead in the chest and it just goes tink.
you're like, oh, you dinged my new armor.
Magnus just looks down. Really?
Valentha.
Oh. Okay, hold on. If I jump down, is that just one movement or the rest of my movement?
It's one movement, but you have to make a jump check, or you can make an acrobatics roll if you want to like action roll down like Esthea did.
Well, my dexterity is really good, so I think I'm okay on that. But let me guess to see what I want to do. Hold on. So I can move 8 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I could.
Zoro's getting excited about something.
I am. I could make it all the way to the very front of the hero, but I have to do my jump thing.
Oh, if you're trying to clear a gap, it's gonna have to be jump, not dex. If you're trying to clear the gap to get to this side,
yeah,
that's a jump.
Okay.
Think about it from an acrobatic standpoint versus athletics.
Well, is it my strength then?
Yeah, it'll be your strength.
Okay, my strength's pretty good actually.
Yeah, it'd be strength jumping if you have the jump skill.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I guess I'll just stop right here so I can attempt to jump. So I'm assuming just straight up strength.
Just strength unless you have the jump skill. Okay, you make it across.
Good. Woo! I'm gonna go ahead and I still can attack. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attack
the hero.
I will hit the hero.
Surprise, Valentha was the villain all along.
So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay.
And where's my bow?
She was always such a nice girl. She always said hi to me.
Where is it? Oh, there we go. Whew, shit.
So, yeah, you don't have the aim bonus because you're not taking aim, but
right.
11, 13, 20. Yeah, 20 is going to hit.
Oh, big whopping 4.
12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then I'm going to kind of look over my shoulder at the hero. I'm like, just gets back. We've got this.
And
that's it.
like when you kind of put yourself in between him and the skeletons, you see he kind of just like falls to a knee and like jams his sword into the ground as sort of like trying to give himself support so he just doesn't completely fall over.
Question.
Uh-huh.
This is really weird of me to say because I don't normally do this. Is it an action or a free action for me to give him a health potion?
It is an action.
Okay. I don't give my health potions freely, you know.
Trading items between you and another character or you and an NPC is a basic action. Okay.
So we're good. Now I know for next time. Carry on.
All right, Saran.
I'm still in double digits. I'm good.
Double digit health potions, yes, because you need so much, right?
I mean, we kind of got screwed over on one fight. I mean, granted, we've got magical items to help us, but I don't want to be stuck in that situation again.
It's fair.
And you're going to tell me Esthea can heal us.
I know.
You know,
right?
maybe if she was near us at all or involved.
Sorry,
in the
what?
fight.
What?
No,
Is there a fight going on over
no,
there? I
don't.
can't see from here. I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. That's just minor health potions. I also got a decent handful of regular.
So, what is Saran doing?
Saran is, oh god. Well, Doggo just kind of left him, so you know what? I still want him to keep watch.
Okay.
I want to, because I mean we've I know our group. I want him to keep a lookout and alert us if anything's coming.
All right, Ross.
Which has either of these two taken damage?
The one above you has a nice little flaming arrow in its skull at the moment.
I'm going to take a 1 square over there,
All right.
and I'm going to attack it with the fire sword.
Fire everywhere. All right, so let's see, 7, 8. Yeah, you hit. So going to give me the damage. All right, so that 11 is going to bring it down as you just crush whatever's left remaining of its skull as the body crumples in front of you.
Woo!
Is there anything else you're doing? Because you still have
Right.
movement you can spend.
No, I'm good right there.
All right. Steinbeck.
Steinbeck's gonna go for his favorite thing, leg.
They've had so many bone treats lately. This is delightful.
D6.
Who needs Mabari Crunch when you could just eat the leg of a skeleton, right?
Exactly.
That'll hit. And with 3 stunt points.
Lord dog, make me look at the other PDF.
Their favorite stunts
Oh,
are
it's not
Cronin
Mighty Blow.
Yep.
It's
It's
not-
been a
yeah.
while. Brain is going, what does that do?
Did you guys, just out of curiosity, did you guys buff up your dog's armor when you were in town?
No. Nope.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Is Saran the only one that has dog armor?
Yeah. He is, his armor rating and his defense has increased. Yeah.
Nope.
And I added
Those
bags to him so I can carry more stuff. So he's
All
like
right.
my little mini.
That's with the Mighty Blow.
Mabari.
All right. So Saran leans in. You can hear just like as it grabs his leg, you can just hear the bone just begin to like crack and break underneath the strength of his jaws. But he is still standing. Asthea.
I'm going to use my movement to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get up to here, assuming the water is still just ankle deep and I can
All
walk
right.
through it.
Wait, are you walking across this or are you going around?
Around.
Okay.
So I would have gone, I was here, I would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
5.
Yeah, you're good.
Looking kind of in the north area, is there any sort of rock formations that look like they would be quite easy to clamber up to get kind of back up to this level? Whether it's,
right
over here or here, wherever
right
it may be.
here would looks like you should be able to just easily pull yourself up.
Okay.
Still need a climb check though.
Yeah, and I just used all of my movement, so I don't think I'd be able to do that on this
Mm-mm.
turn.
No, because climbing takes movement.
Can I? There's no actual action for this in the book, but actually there might be. Is there a help action? No, there isn't a
No.
help action.
Nothing
Is there
to
anything that I
assist.
can do that would help Durinius on his turn get up there?
I mean, if you want to get on all fours and give him a boost.
Not especially. I guess in that case, what's my distance from that guy? Okay, that old skeleton down there is in my range apparently, so I'm gonna throw an arcane lance at him.
Ah, the Jimmy special.
The Jimmy special. That's 14.
14 will hit. It didn't come up. Jesus. Here,
Oh.
click it again just so it can like refresh it.
Did that one come up?
No, click it again. There you go.
That one come. Okay.
There you go. But yeah,
That
14 will strike.
Okay. And that was a strike, and I rolled a 2, a 2, and a 1 on the first 3 die, but that would give me 1 stunt point. I don't know if there's anything I can do with that.
1 stunt point from magic.
Yeah. I mean, there is, but it's useless to me right now, so I'm just gonna forego that and just roll the damage.
All right.
That is 12 damage against the skeleton.
All right. So as everyone's favorite leg or ankle biter, we should call him, is having a field day destroying the skeleton's leg. Magnus, you see a very familiar sight as an arcane lance just cracks through the back of its head and kind of sticks out of its mouth as it just crumbles on top of Steinbeck.
After all that, the mage moving around and she gets the final hit. Of course.
Doesn't that make you feel great?
No.
A long run.
Kill secured.
Ross will kill Asthea in her sleep later.
No, God. Okay, I'm gonna, assuming we're out of combat, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna give the hero a potion.
All right, and as you go to give him a potion, he holds up his hand. He's like, that is not needed. I am more exhausted than injured.
You can barely stand up.
Yes, 72 hours, being awake 72 hours will do that to you.
What of the other one over there?
The queen? Stable for now. Give her your health potion. When she's awake.
Alright.
When she's awake, no need to have the deer choke on a health potion after all of this.
All right. Hey, big guy, do you want to pick her up? I look at Ross, obviously.
Sure. May I?
He's like, well, I can't pick her up. I assume you're here under orders of the king?
Something like that.
Something like that?
Let's just say we heard of what happened to you and decided to come help in favor of the king.
He does not know.
To be honest, I don't know. No one will ever let us see him.
That sounds like the bureaucracy. Yes, please, go right ahead.
I go over and, as gently as possible, pick her up. Is she injured in any obvious
She
way?
is pretty banged up. You can see that she's got a very hefty cut across her eyebrow, and it looks like her left ankle has been completely shattered from the stain on like the side of her gown. It looks like she's either been stabbed or she may have a broken rib, but she's not in the best condition at the moment.
I'll go ahead and I'll take out one of my arrows and kind of rip off a piece of her dress and kind of tourniquet a little bit. Her
ankle.
her leg. Her ankle, yeah.
You notice that it's already set up in some sort of makeshift splint.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. He looks back at you, noticing what you're doing. He's like, I've already applied proper field dressing.
And you
It's-
said she's stable.
As stable as possible. I am no field medic.
Well,
We sort of left
As
that
I'm
to
holding her.
Rin.
As I'm holding her, I kind of tilt my head back. We do have somebody who can heal people.
while they're tending to Her Majesty, I'm gonna
Astia
start.
gives 0 fucks.
I'm gonna start throwing many arcane lances at the rubble here in an attempt to kind of even out the slope a bit to make it easier for Durinius to get up there.
As much as you throw the arcane lances, you can't jostle free the earth. It kind of leaves just like little impact dents every time that you do it.
That's unfortunate.
All right. Well, we need to get out of here. Let me double check. See if I got- Oh, let me try bandaging her. Will that help?
bandaged.
She's already been bandaged and everything.
I don't know if that would help with the.
No, like he
Severity.
said, he's pretty much applied basic field dressing to her
Okay.
wounds.
I'm gonna move over to the edge here. I guess I put the queen back down as gently as possible, and I'm gonna motion over to Astia, putting my hand down to help her up.
Wait, where are you going?
Just to the edge over here. There's no sense in her going around having to make a jump. Just come over here.
Oh, you're going over here.
No.
I
I'm-
think he's staying right there and motioning for me to come over and
okay.
climb up over there.
Yeah. There's no sense in her going over there, then jumping across and all that.
I mean, do you want to give me a boost back this way, and I'll find a rock or a beam or something to tie some rope to get you all up here?
Before accepting any help from the elf or the canary, I'm gonna throw one more futile arcane lance at the rock there. I assume it does nothing.
It does nothing.
And I'm gonna approach the water right here and kind of look at this center area here. I assume it looks a little bit darker than the rest of the water.
No, it's still ankle deep. It's just the map.
In that case, I'm still gonna skirt around the edge here, just in case.
Okay.
And, oh God, Durinius, get off me. And then go right about here and send Durinius up first. Kind of like motion to Durinius and then up to Ross.
And Durinius just easily gets up there. Lets out a very happy bark as he doesn't accept Ross's help. He just jumps by Ross.
I figured he probably could.
I will very reluctantly accept the help up.
Okay. So you just Ross pulls you up onto the rock next to him.
Quite a mess over here, isn't it?
Yes, well, that is what happens when the ground just decides it doesn't want to be underneath you anymore.
Well, perhaps you should be a little more careful where you step.
Yes, because, this suit of armor says Geomancer, right?
I mean, what are you even doing out here?
It was just a leisurely ride with the king and queen. I was enjoying, a very nice couple hours of peace without having to deal with darkspawn or my brethren turning towards the dark side or inquisitions or dragons or whatever you want to name it.
Oh, do we have some news for you then?
You're talking about the blight.
Yes.
Yes. I assumed something had happened when the horde of darkspawn started pouring out of that hole. As he points over to where the Tevinter structure is that has been caved in.
So I suggest we get back as soon as possible so we can have a little chat, because we may or may not have the solution to your problem, but at the same time, we don't really know how to go about ending a blight. And since you are, and I kind of like do an over-the-top gesture, like, oh, your majesty. It's like, oh, and since you're so familiar with ending blights, maybe you can enlighten us with some information.
Well, if you want to get to the gist of it, The way we ended the last blight was I slept with my lover. We had a child.
I was waiting for you to say had sex with a witch.
We killed the dragon, or killed the that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The archdemon. There we go. Like my mind was going off other places.
Oh, I thought he was just tired.
And then just put its soul into our child's body.
Right, so you don't really know what you're doing, do you?
That sounds awful.
Oh, it worked.
Did you just condemn your own child?
Not really.
I don't see the
Look,
positive. Do we have to have a baby in order to us to do this again?
that is what we did.
That's why Esthea's the key. Do you need to sleep with her?
No. More important topics.
As he looks over, he's like, I don't think Morgana would like that.
Okay, so does she need to sleep with like the king, or is there another
I'm
guy
not-
around here?
Look.
doing any of that.
Before we start determining who is going to sleep with who, how about we get the injured queen out of the hole?
Oh, yes, of course.
Right,
All
but before you go, that structure back there, do you know anything about it?
It had a lot of darkspawn pouring through it. I can't tell you much more than that until the sinkhole happened. I didn't even know this place existed.
Right. Well, suppose I'll go investigate then. You go do whatever you do with your queen.
I
You
just
help her first.
before
maybe?
you start doing anything over there, I might warn you that there is a small darkspawn army behind those boulders.
You should totally blast it.
I had to cave in that area to seal them off.
Oh, so you trapped them in there then?
I can't take them all by myself.
Trapped them in there with whatever treasures may lie in there as well.
You really want to go after treasure down there?
Well, it's a Tevinter structure, if you haven't noticed.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
it even that much better. We should
Yes, it
probably get
does.
out of here before whatever horrors that are in that Tevinter structure help the Darkspawn.
Are you implying that the Tevinter have done something nefarious in there? What
I think
No,
he
what
was
evidence
flat
are you
out
basing this
saying
on?
it.
I'm just saying that normal Tevinter structures have magical artifacts in them. If
Well,
the
yes.
Darkspawn stumble upon them, do you really want to face a Darkspawn wielding, a destruction staff from a Tevinter age long ago? Because I don't, and I'm trained to kill these things.
Stuff like that would be very handy.
I mean, she's not the brightest candle in the room, but she probably would do it anyway.
I know plenty of mages that would join her.
Right,
Right,
let's
'cause-
go. Let's get out of here. If she wants to do her thing, fine. I don't want to be here when that happens. So let's just get her out, please.
What appears to be the best way out of this sinkhole? Is it the way we came?
The way you came, that seems to be the only way out of this sinkhole.
It's a 10-foot thing. We have a 7-foot Kunari who just lift us.
Not to mention you have a stairway out.
Suppose- Yes.
that too.
Suppose we'll have to take the stairs then. I'm gonna start kind of pushing my way by everyone and trying to walk through.
I shoulder check her.
As you
It's
do.
expected.
I'm probably stronger, so it's probably good.
I think at this point it's probably expected, so there's a little bit of a deke to soften the blow.
Yeah, and then I'll just start heading that way and asking for a boost and then helping anyone that needs to get up with some leverage or whatever.
All right. Oh, you gotta switch to the cameras again.
I'm gonna wait right where I am until Roz starts making his way over. And I'm gonna kind of hold out my hand to stop him and then look up at him. Did I hear you ask for my help just a moment ago?
No, I asked you to help the woman who is unconscious, bleeding, and injured, and you ignored her entirely.
Right, but you would like my help still.
Yes. You realize she's a queen, right?
You realize I don't care, right? I'll help. You've asked for it. Oh, so nicely, Kunari. But it matters not to me what her status is. I'll go over to the queen and attempt to heal her.
Okay.
Watch
God, I thought she was gonna arcane lance.
No. I have to
This-
ask. I have to ask. Is it healing like normal healing or the Jimmy type of healing?
It's healing like the heal spell type of healing.
Oh, okay. I just want-
I will stand next to her, and if I see something that looks even slightly like an arcane lance, I am going to push her off the
I'm
edge.
still at the top too, waiting to help people up. So I'm like have eyes on them as well.
okay.
I swear to God, if this is the time that my magic decides to backfire.
I hope so.
Suddenly demon.
Honestly, I think Zoro's hoping so too, because I know she hates Honora.
I'm trying
Is
to
it
look
actually
up the-
Honora?
It's Honora. Yeah.
Oh my god, kill the bitch, please.
I don't know
Oh,
why you don't like Honora.
She's a conniving, controlling, backstabbing bitch.
She's the rational out of the two.
No, she's awful. She's so awful, especially when you hook her up with Alistair. She is the worst.
Okay. Well,
Okay, good.
it succeeded.
Oh, that sucks.
There weren't double ones.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah, well,
mixed
it's
feelings.
very specific.
Yeah, it has to be a one and a
l-
one in the dragon die, right?
Yeah, one on the dragon die and lower than the target number.
Yep.
Oh god.
And that's
So,
when bad
yeah.
things happen.
So I will burn 3 mana points to give her 3d6 of health.
Okay.
8.
A whole 8 HP. Okay, so you see like as the healing begins to wash over her, you can see that her breathing sort of eases a little bit. It's no longer trembling as if she's in pain, but she's still unconscious. You assume it's from just straight out exhaustion.
I'll give Ross like a little pat on the arm. You're welcome. And then go on my way.
I feel I'm going to regret that. And I'll take the queen and move up the stairs, and then when we get up to the horses, I'm going to have the hero get on my horse and have is the hero him or her?
To him.
It's a guy.
I mean, I was
Okay.
gonna have him ride on my horse.
And I'm gonna pass the queen up
He-
to him
he-
so
he
he can
hold-
hold on to her.
He holds up his hand. Is like, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to remain conscious right now. It's best that you hold on to her.
Okay, so I'll put her, or he can get off my horse, and I'll put her on the
Get off
horse, and
my
I'll walk next to it, trying to hold her in place.
Okay. So are you just like slinking her over the horse? Because the
In
horse,
whatever most comfortable
the horse,
possible.
the horse is large.
position.
The horse is large enough for you to be able to like sit in the saddle and kind of like sort of cradle her as you hold onto the reins.
I was gonna say if I may metagame a little bit, it is possible to have someone unconscious in front of you as long as you have your arms tucked under them, holding the reins.
Mhm.
To keep them
Yeah,
up.
if that's what has to be done, then sure.
Okay.
I'm just afraid of her waking up and turning around and seeing a canary and thinking the worst.
I mean that's
That's fair.
that's honestly a solid thought to have. I mean, anyone would, I guess, falling down the sinkhole and then waking up to being in the arms of a canary.
In the arms of a canary.
Right
She will
away with
scream.
me.
Jesus.
Sorry.
So
Sorry.
you load the queen up onto Ross's horse with Ross. Is anybody going to offer the hero their horse? Okay.
Yeah.
So are you gonna just have him ride with you, or are you just giving him the horse completely?
No, he's gonna ride with me, so he'll just sit behind me
Okay.
because he's tall. I mean, he's even if he was like an average size human, he's gonna be way bigger than me, and I want to see the road ahead of me, so he's sitting behind.
Okay. So you begin to take the highway back. Well, Astia, what are you
Well,
doing? Yeah, because
I
I
was
have to
gonna say,
remember
this is where we break rule number 1.
this because Astia
Bye,
is like-
Felicia.
Astia likes to break the rule number 1 a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going to mount up on my horse and then start the horse trotting around the sinkhole.
You can't. There's no around the
There's
sinkhole.
no around the sinkhole?
Nope.
Surely there must be some way to get around it.
No, there
Even if
isn't.
I have
I
to
Don't
mean-
call
walk
me Shirley.
through,
I mean, if you can invent jetpacks and fly across.
instead of riding the horse, can I walk the horse through whatever terrain surrounds us? Is it like what sort of tree? Is it a forest? Is it
There's no
rocky hills,
forest. It's like
cliffs?
you are up on like a hill right now, and the sinkhole has taken any traversable terrain away from you. It's like you come up to the sinkhole, and then you've got about, like I said, about 67.5 yards across of a distance before you reach the other side of it, the other lip of it.
What I'm hearing here is giant ass ravine. This was the way across.
How far would I have to backtrack to take a different path north?
Well, I mean, you can go down. Let's bring up the. Let me take you guys to the map here. Bring up the map screen. So, where you're at right now is you're at the sinkhole right here. If you wanted to, say, get around it, you can definitely go back down through Denerim and then just cut across the road right here. Like you see how that's a stream.
Yeah.
That's a stream. That's not a road. I'm sorry. But like you can just cut across the wilds here.
I'm seeing
from-
the map right. That you would have to go basically around this mess of river here.
or cut across the river. I mean, and if Oregon Trail has taught you anything, you never ford the river.
Yeah.
She'll die of dysentery.
So no matter like regardless of whether or not I'm traveling with the party or by myself, I'm still pretty much gonna have to backtrack to Denerim.
Backtrack to Denerim and then go out the same gate that you guys came in when you first got to the city, risking running into Darkspawn and that necromancer and whatever else is being spawned up from that from the what do you call it, the Lyrium Spire.
It's the same thing where we were just like, I hate you too. Okay, bye. We're walking in the same direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to Denerim, I guess. Looks like that's the only possible way.
Okay. So about halfway down again, like the sun is starting to like set over the horizon. And you see another one of those beams strike the same area as it did before. Again, with that cloud rising up.
Where would it be striking roughly?
So-
Knowing where we've come from, where the spire is.
Okay, so the spire is right here.
Uh-huh.
The beam is hitting around this area right here. So let me do this. I'll mark that on the map.
And it's been consistent in the same spot every time.
For the last 2 times you've seen it fire, it's been consistent.
When it fires, is there any tell beforehand or charge up or anything, or is it just normal tower, then it fires?
From what you see, the very tip begins to shimmer to where it kind of lights up the area around it, sort of like a firework does when it goes off. So there's like perpetual daylight for just a brief moment, and then the beam goes off.
Okay. From this point forward, I'm going to kind of keep like one eye on that tower, looking for that tell or any other tell that it may have, just to try to study it essentially when that beam fires, learn as much as I possibly can about this from this distance.
Okay.
Now, is this making like some sort of earth-shattering sound every time it happens?
From the distance you're at, you can still hear like a faint explosion, and then like you can see the large like pillars of smoke and dust being kicked up into the air.
So almost like the thing would be trying to dig.
From what you've seen the past few times, it's safe to assume that it's either trying to just completely eradicate something, or its purpose is to dig.
It's too far apart for it to dig or to be trying to blow something up because there's nothing out there. There's no cities we know of out there. Correct?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much just grassland.
Okay. Good. Good.
All right, we heave ho back then.
Yep, you heave ho back, and you make it back down to the gates, the northwestern gate of Denerim, about the time that night is completely, like the sun is completely gone from the sky, about like 6, 7 at night. And as soon as you're within eye shot of the gate, you begin to hear horns blowing and a bell ringing from the gate as it opens up, and like a small group of guards begin to ride up on you.
Oh, look, now they care.
Oh, good.
My hands are up.
And because they see Ross holding on to Anara, and as soon as they get to you, there's no hostilities or anything like that. They like circle around you, kind of like just completely give you like a full circle of guards, and the one at the head says, "Follow me, no questions," and they begin to ride off, leading you into the city.
It's about bloody time. That's my whisper to Magnus on the way over.
And all Magnus said was, "Oh, now they care."
Well, I mean, you have something they want. All right, and let's go ahead and take our final break for tonight before we pull everybody into the castle to have a little one-on-one, maybe with the king. But we will be right back, guys. Give us about like 5 minutes or so just to get up and stretch our legs.
Stories of old.
All right. We are
A light
back.
grade adhesive.
Low temperature hot glue would do more than what you need it to.
True that. Okay.
Oh, and the cameras decided it's time to be all stretchy like.
Oh, Shadow Fox died while you were away.
Oh, okay. So that makes so much more sense why all the cameras are elongated.
Well, I actually died while you were talking about the guards coming up. So
Oh,
And you're like, and we're a break. And then I'm like, I look up the cameras. I'm like, oh, Shadow Fox is down. Okay.
yeah. Well, at least I feel better about the fact that it wasn't actually because of me. It just happened to coincide.
yeah. No, it's like I looked down and I saw it was 10:30, so time for a break. But we are back. And so the guards quickly lead you into town, but instead of taking you through the streets where a bunch of eyes of onlookers would be able to catch you, they quickly take you into a back area, help you dismount your horses, and kind of guide you through a secret entrance into the courtyards of the palace grounds.
Oh, we're doing that, are we?
And it's there when the queen and the hero Fereldan are separated for you, and they're quickly whisked off into the palace, leaving the rest of you with standing with what looks to be a guard captain and two lower ranking officers next to him. And as soon as he watches the two injured party members go up into the palace and the door shuts, he looks back to you. So I have to ask, how is it you came upon them or knew where to look?
They were exactly where you said they were.
Yeah, we just went off your direction and I can track really well.
I've made no mention of this to anyone, and I have never seen your faces before.
Okay, who told us then? That is the
Yeah,
real question.
who like is this the guy who told us before?
It was a butler who told you.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the quote unquote servants of the palace who gave you that information. That information was closely guarded, as a rescue attempt was still being formed.
I wasn't
Well-
there when they were told that, was
No.
I?
No.
Okay.
No, you were packing your things in a huff with
Yes, that's right.
ideas of revenge for your friend.
Well, had your planning taken any longer, and the fact that we didn't see you on the road means that you were still in the planning stages, they would have been dead.
Unfortunately, His Majesty prevented us from leaving.
Does His Majesty want them both dead, or is he just being negligent?
Yeah, why did he prevent it?
His exact words were, he did not know if he could see the bodies at this time.
But how did?
Does this sound right to you, hero? Who we actually never asked his name?
He's not
What's
here.
your name?
He's
Oh,
not-
never mind.
No, he was taken up into the palace as well for his wounds to be treated and maybe get some sleep after being awake for 72 hours straight.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit, and I actually would have asked what his name was.
Nope. You never asked his name.
Ah, clever girl. Okay.
So,
What?
who exactly told His Majesty that they were dead?
He witnessed it.
Really?
Yes,
Was he really there?
they were on a ride.
And how did he not end up in the same giant hole that they were in?
The queen's horse, from what he says, the queen's horse became spooked, and the hero decided to ride after her as the king was having a laugh. They got a little ahead of him, and the ground gave way.
Is this you saying you secretly want her killed because I approve?
Well, they're alive. There's Darkspawn.
I think we need to take a look at your king.
I'm sorry, we can't just allow anybody to go and inspect the king.
Is
I
it
mean-
like your king to act like that? That seems very odd.
We,
Irresponsible.
we love our king, but yes, the man at times has swings of mopiness and gives up a bit.
You didn't harden him in this game, did you?
I was gonna say.
I don't know if it showed
Don't let
up
your own
in-
feelings out, Rojan.
I don't know if it showed up for you guys or not, but during this conversation, I used my spell wisp spell.
I do not see it.
Okay, I rolled a 12. Target number was 11. I can roll it again until
No,
it
it's
comes
fine.
up if you want.
You just do that just to clear it so you're able to roll the next time. There you go.
All right.
Okay, so don't you find it odd that this supposed secret of their whereabouts was told to us and your king is acting a little irresponsible? I mean, wasn't he with the hero years ago or something? Or were they just
I am only told what the king's physician tells us.
the king's physician?
Yes. They said he has bouts of, I guess, not really giving up, but feeling as if things aren't worth it anymore.
That's what happens when you force him to marry Anara. And who is this physician?
He's been with the royal family since the king and queen were crowned.
Do you trust him?
I see no reason not to. He is very well trained in his field. One of the most respected physicians I have come across. He has even served in our military. You are asking a lot of suspicious questions.
The whole situation seems suspicious.
The fact that Alistair, the king, rode off without even making sure of the situation.
Especially when he said that he saw that they were dead, when clearly they're not. So
Both very much
unless he's
alive.
a terrible person and thought they were fell unconscious and didn't even check, that's just not very kingly. Either he's a terrible person or there's something else going on here. And from what I've seen from the town lately, it's not what it seems.
From his very words, they were strewn across the rocks below, body parts separated from their main form.
Well,
You
obviously.
can see they're not.
Well, I'm never getting him to check me for wounds.
That's a great physician and a great. Pretty sure you. Is there anyone we can talk to? This seems very odd, and I feel like we're just running around in circles.
Or the alternative is you just let 2 imposters into the castle.
Which is why I think we should talk to the hero.
Yeah, they could be Darkspawn for all we know.
Is that a thing?
It could be.
Are they intelligent enough to do that?
They might be.
Well, if not Darkspawn demons.
Excuse. One
Yeah,
second.
but our
here.
characters don't know that.
Mine
One
might.
second here. Isn't your king like a gray Borden?
Warden.
Warden.
Gray Ward. Okay. Yes.
Former.
Yes. So, don't they eventually go crazy?
Some do. But even if that was the case, our king is not that long in his years. They normally don't begin to, as you say, go crazy until later on in life.
Well, if the pauldrons fit.
So now I'm hearing that the king doesn't know what he's talking about, or the king is a horrible liar, and the king is going crazy.
Or
Well, the
you just
king
let
is not
Darkspawn
the
into the
king.
castle without checking them first. I mean, all are options.
I mean, have you had a this is probably impossible because you seem to believe anything that is said out of his mouth. Has anyone brought forth a mage to do some sort of test to see if what he's saying is true or who he says he is?
If you'd like, I can test your king.
I think
I would
I
not
want
recommend
to.
that.
I actually, as it pains me to say, I may have to agree with her.
Our physician is a mage.
Oh, that's even better.
And apparently
Okay.
they're doing a bang up job.
Is your physician from Fereldan?
Yes.
So he's not a great mage, then, is he?
But he could be a.
Just got that shot into Fereldan mages right there.
You're in the middle of the country. Shut up.
So you can't really tell the look that you're being given due to the helmet on the captain's head, but you could feel the eyes just boring into you from that comment.
And there's just a big cocky smirk on her face.
Look, before we start getting into talks that go into treachery, how about you follow my men here? They put you up in some of our rooms for the night. And when they are able to, you can talk to the hero and the king all you want.
Do these
Don't
rooms
happen
have
to-
bars?
They're
What he
bedrooms,
asked.
not taverns.
Why would you ask that?
No, I meant steel bars.
It's a fair question.
It is.
They're bedrooms, not jail cells.
Thank you for the clarification.
Wonderful. All right. Well, then I suppose we have until tomorrow.
I do hope someone is keeping an eye on the queen and the hero of Fereldan.
Yeah.
The royal physician will be attending her right away.
I
Oh,
think
the one that
someone else
checks the king.
should.
But
Always the royal physician.
why? We have no reason not to distrust him.
I would say that this entire conversation has given you several reasons.
I mean, if the king ends up dead due to someone trying to assassinate him, that's on you, I guess.
No
Or they blame the
king,
newcomers.
no
Well,
king
that's-
will be assassinated under my watch.
It actually doesn't sound like the king is the target. I mean, if all this were to be true, it sounds like the queen is the target,
Perhaps the king is an accomplice.
or an unwitting puppet.
Same thing, really.
There's a difference.
It depends on your perspective.
Yes, I think we should retire for the night then. Since there seems to be not much we can do right now. Right, everyone?
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
Mm-hmm.
I could use a bed.
I could use a drink.
Please.
Right, you
That
know, it's
too.
me too. Let's all go to a bar.
At least let my men show you to your rooms first.
All right.
I suppose that arrangement would be fine. And if you would like me to check your king or your queen
there is
or
no
this
need.
hero of yours, I am available.
There is no need for that, mage. We have our own physician, but thank you for offering.
The offer stands if you change your mind.
Jackson, take these fine people to their rooms, then report back for your duty. One of the guards nods and gives a quick salute and he leads you into the palace dinner room. And you are
Fancy.
quickly whisked off to like the guest quarters and the guest area of the palace, and you are given one large suite for the group.
Oh, we're sharing. This actually works out. All right.
He goes, the guard then looks at you, and then he hands Valentha a key.
Thank you.
And I hold my hand out, expecting another key.
There is only one key. I'm sorry.
We were give it to the elf.
Honestly, she looks to be the most responsible.
I appreciate that.
Have you not heard about anything that went on in this city in the last few days? Half of it was her fault.
What did I do?
You caused a ruckus in that tavern? What was it?
Look, I don't care what happens in this city. The city is not my concern.
Yes, it shows.
I was given orders to give one key, and one key you have. Now, when you enter the palace, you are only allowed in these quarters until summoned by the king or queen. Please do not go roaming about into the other wings. There is important work going on.
Will you let us know if the hero wakes up as well?
As you will be given updates as to the condition of all parties.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hope they are well.
As do I, and thank you for what you have done. The queen being alive is... I'm losing my words tonight. Is a joy to us all. Without her, I do not know how this city would be able to continue, let alone how the king would be able to continue.
Indeed.
I'm loving the fact that, like, giving them a loving relationship is just, like, slowly killing Zorro inside.
I hate this so much.
But why? Don't you want Alistair to be happy?
With my queen!
Is Alistair ever really happy?
Yes, actually. Read the comics.
Read the comics.
They are canon, okay?
Don't you bring Whisper into this.
Oh, God. Okay, my Malantha nods without being snooty.
So, you're given the key, and the guard leaves to attend to his duty.
Are we left alone?
You are left alone.
Does anyone else smell something fishy here?
Estia, give me a check. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Give me a second here. I want you to give me... Oh. Go ahead and give me a magic focus roll. Straight up.
Okay. 16.
You actually do feel something.
Uh-oh.
I am nowhere near her.
You sort of feel the taint of the veil in here.
Oh.
Like, it's not weak at all. It, to anyone who has like any sort of magical training, it reeks.
Does it feel stronger in any one direction?
No, that's the scary part. It's like it's evened out in the castle.
Right. So I don't want to hang around here for too long.
You seem uneasy.
You
What's
and me
wrong?
both.
Well, something is obviously not right here.
Well, yes, but what in
Very
particular?
true.
You look uncomfortable.
this is going to go very poorly for everyone here, unless I don't know what. I can feel. How do I put this? You all understand what the veil is, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Not really.
She kind of turns slightly so she's more facing Magnus and Valentha, less facing Ross. So imagine if it was as thick as, say, the wall in front of you and you could reach out and touch it. That's kind of everything right now.
Are you saying that the veil is very potent here?
More than just very potent. If it was any stronger, I feel like I'd be staring right into it.
Something is definitely not right. And not just the veil, but a butler told us where to go when apparently it was secret. And supposedly a neglectful king and what I would believe to be a suspicious physician, if that is what he can be called. There's definitely something here. I almost smell a demon.
Right. Now, I obviously have my own opinions about demons, and they tend to differ from the common folk, but
Yes.
even I don't like the way this feels. So I'd rather not be here when the veil tears.
Option
almost-
B, it was we deal with the problem.
I was going to say maybe we do some investigating. I almost want to find that butler and figure out why or how he knew this information. If he is what he seems. Because I'm just going to assume that most of the people in this castle, if not all, are not who they say they are. I don't know.
That'd be a good assumption.
I'm just going to assume that I trust no one. I mean, I don't trust anyone anyway, but more so here.
If I
Honestly,
didn't
I
know
think
better,
I'd
I would
rather
take
just
offense to
leave
that.
and let it be.
We still need some information from the Grey Warden, at least to direct us to another one if we want to go somewhere else. Unless you want to make a baby with one, because apparently that's the only secret we got.
Not especially.
Does Ross
you're
look
the
visibly
key.
confused at this point?
I don't know how confused does Ross look right now. You're muted.
muted.
So
also.
confused, he's muted.
Ross doesn't know anything about the veil.
Does he just like
There is zero magic in this.
have his eyes just sort of glazed over, going, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
Turn to Ross. Demons. Demon vibes
Demons.
everywhere.
Demons.
Pretty much. Just
Blood magic.
demons.
Blood magic.
Right. So the veil, think of it like a wall between us and the demons. So if we can feel the veil here, then there's a problem. And if that wall breaks, well, there's nothing holding back the demons.
Normally, the veil is this big solid wall. Right now, from what Esthea is saying, it's like those curtains over there.
Pretty much.
Again, we're talking about cloth. I'm going to bed.
I wouldn't.
Might not be a good idea right now.
Are we at least getting that drink?
No.
Not here? I mean, I suppose I
For
can't
your own
stop
well-being,
you.
I would say no. I wouldn't trust it. It could be poison.
So here's my thoughts on the matter. I think we should leave. Whatever's happening here can happen. And if the veil tears, well, the demons come out and perhaps delay the dark spawn a little bit as we head north and hopefully find an answer to our problems in Tevinter.
I mean, it's so... You also forget that darkspawn are intelligent creatures when they're not. And I don't think I don't think demons care to slow down darkspawn.
They might help them.
Perhaps they'll just get in the way then.
I still think we should investigate. Try to find that butler and perhaps the physician.
But the question is, how much time do we have? How much can we waste here?
Well, they said we can talk to them tomorrow. So at the very least 12 hours, if not less, but...
There's another option that I'm sure none of you will be all too happy about.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this, but what?
Esthea reaches down into her pocket and pulls out a platinum coin that has a wilted rose engraved in it. A little friend left this for me before I saved her from you lot.
Who?
The demon.
If anyone knows about what's happening here, it would be her.
Yeah, no. No, we're not calling a demon here.
So that's one vote for no. Magnus?
We already potentially have one problem on our hands. We don't need a second.
So that's
So
one and a
let
half
me-
votes for no.
Let me get this straight. You want to call a demon here, ask it for a favor blatantly, the same one that when she showed up the first time, killed an entire caravan
That's right.
just because of innocent people.
Well, they weren't all innocent.
Innocent people. And you're going to bring it into a castle, ask it for a favor,
Just have a
and
conversation.
think everything
with
is
her.
going to be okay.
As I said, my opinion on demons differs from the common folk.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that the mages of Tevinter stood side by side with the demons.
I'd rather
Yes,
not
that
remember
was
that.
so
She
great.
is I don't know if she's trying to help her case or make it worse. Either way, it's worse. Yeah. I'm gonna vote no.
And
we
also-
try to find someone in the castle that may have information.
Just to point out the whole us trying to leave thing, you're A, assuming that they're going to let us leave. B, that we won't be locked in a cell again for even trying to leave.
Well, what's the alternative?
We leave, get jailed, we stay, we fix the problem, we live, we stay, do nothing, we die.
Plus, the whole gaining favor of the royalty of an entire country.
Right, because the royalty of this country looks so competent so far.
I mean, death is option B.
I mean, compared to Tevinter, where everything's backwards.
I see no issues with how Tevinter is run.
Yes,
We're
yes,
still
Tevinter
standing,
is almighty
and
great.
we're strong. Whereas this country, well, look at your king. And aside from that, it's being overrun.
Oh yeah, no, it's so worse, and you're so amazing from your country. It's amazing. Can we
It
please
really
figure out a
is.
plan and just get on with it without figuring out who has the bigger dick here for countries?
Well, I've already told you what I think we should do.
No.
And no, so that's 2 votes.
Hard pass.
Right,
3.
so
That's
I'm waiting to
3.
hear a better plan from all of you.
I
One
The
that
better
doesn't
plan
involve
is not
Wiki.
calling a demon.
one that involves willingly not pulling a demon to
Yeah.
us.
I could sneak around and try to find this butler. Saran was with me when we spoke to him. He could potentially sniff him out.
Right. So the alternative plan then is to sneak around in a castle full of guards looking for a butler that may or may not be here to
Mhm.
ask him questions about something that he probably doesn't know anything about. To what then? Stop the veil from tearing. Have you ever done that before? Do you have any experience dealing with the veil?
Yes.
And is that experience going to help you here?
I think your experience with the veil and my experience with the veil are two entirely different experiences.
I have no doubt.
I'm more of an observer than I am of tampering with it, if you will.
Right, so you have no hands-on experience then, is what you're saying.
Your only hands-on experience that we've seen is summoning a demon
Mhm.
that killed a lot of people, that were then resurrected by a necromancer who is still, might I add, hunting us down for what we did.
Right, well, then I had nothing to do with the necromancer.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that, and we're still going to carry on with the not summoning the demon.
I may have an idea. It's just going to be a little time consuming, and I need quiet.
Magnus
going to
starts
share this
rummaging around
idea?
in his bag.
I love how I said quiet, long pause, and then everyone spoke.
Magnus is going to rummage around his bag for something now.
Is that all the information you're going to give us?
Well, that's all the information I have right now. I'm going to gather some of it.
Well, what's your idea?
It's a secret. It's a
Right,
secret.
so I'm going to
plan.
leave then.
Oh, come
right.
now. Do not rob us of enjoyment.
And it's too late to do it now. Thanks, Asthea.
Oh,
You're welcome.
it was too late once you set foot in the palace.
Who is talking to us?
From what it sounds like, the walls.
Oh boy.
I must thank you for bringing the other two pieces to my game back to me. It was an unforeseen folly that the ground decided that it needed to give way. Though, I guess everything happens for a reason. I'm so happy I ran into 3 of you at the gates to go retrieve the 2 of them. But
You're the butler.
Rashidon.
oh, I was the butler, yes. And in most horrible stories, I did do it. But now that you are here, and your mage very astutely has pointed out that the veil is open here, I cannot allow you to leave.
I'm gonna look over at Asthea and give her this kind of half-assed smile. It does like sarcasm, and I'm just like, "Told you I'd find the butler."
Pretty sure he found us.
Well, I didn't say it was the way I wanted to find the butler.
Now, I'm the sporting sort. I can do away with the 3 of them whenever I choose. But I think I will have them all suffer in their own misery for a while. It does give me great joy.
Indeed.
But, as I said, I'm a sportsman, if anything. If you can free them, they're yours. I mean, worst case scenario, you die and I get to have my fun.
Can I do some sort of check? Oh god, it's probably gonna be an arcane check to discern what type of demon this would be.
That would be arcane lore.
What's that under cunning?
That is under magic.
Oh,
No,
shit.
it's cunning.
It is
Oh, it
cunning.
is cunning, yeah.
Roz can tell you exactly what kind of demon this is. The kind that needs to die.
I agree.
I take it you didn't see that roll.
No.
Okay, let me count. 12.
Not with a 12.
No.
I look straight at Thea. And what in the hell is that?
Well, best guess is whatever it is, whatever he is, something from the other side of the veil.
Yes.
You can just refer to me as your master of ceremonies for tonight.
Lovely. And what are the rules to your said game?
Well, I have taken over the minds of everyone and everything in this palace.
Mm-hmm.
They are my pawns to throw at you, and yours to do with whatever you wish to them. But there are 3 important pieces to this puzzle. I am slowly devouring their sanity, one by one, until they're gonna be nothing but insane husks of their former selves.
Oh, God.
You have until then to rescue them. Now, this isn't winner take all. You save one, you save one. 2, 2, 3, well, you get a pat on the back for completing the whole set.
We don't need the queen. Let's go.
Jesus.
Really, we don't even.
I
need the
hate her
physician.
so much.
We don't even need the physician.
What if we...
I don't think it's the physician.
Nope, it's the king, the queen, and the hero.
Yeah.
What if we don't care to rescue them? Can't we
Well-
just leave you to them and we be on our way?
Oh no, because once I'm done with them, I begin to pick on you.
Nice try, Thea.
See, this is what demons are like. They will use everyone that they can.
I hate this.
Well, then perhaps you should, or you may, at least show your gratitude towards us for bringing you the queen and the hero.
Don't
Oh.
stroke
I
its
mean, you
ego.
wouldn't have this game without them, would you?
Don't stroke its
Oh no,
ego.
no, my dear mage. You two are pawns in this. I let it slip where they were at. You decided to go and pick them up.
I decided no such thing.
And now you are just a pawn in the game now.
Well, everybody is someone's pawn.
And judging from the look of you and what I see inside your mind, you were quite the pawn back home.
That's just uncalled for.
Now, do what you need to do. I will sit here waiting for you. By the way, you can only rescue the king last. Think of the other 2 as keys to get into his room. That is where I will be waiting.
Boss room.
Now, don't go dying too fast. That would be boring.
Indeed.
And we are going to end there for tonight.
I know exactly what demon this is. Blanca doesn't, but I know. Damn it. I don't like this. Oh my God.
This feels like the Tower of Mages all
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
it is the Tower of Mages all over again.
What is it? The sloth demon? Yeah. That devours you slowly in your sleep. Yep.
Oh no,
I'm like,
no,
shit.
it's not the sloth that devours you in your sleep.
Oh, it's not that one?
No,
Oh, it doesn't sound like the fear demon.
it's despair.
Oh, despair. Yeah. Okay.
Hence why everyone thought Alistair sounded a little whiny.
Oh,
More
I
than
thought
usual.
that was your personality coming out. I was like, come on.
Oh no, no. I may have, feelings of how much of a dipshit Alistair is, but at the same time, you can't leave him broken. That's just mean.
Oh, that is mean.
You should at least allow him to be a fully functional dipshit.
Yeah, I know, right? He is
I
in the
prefer
comics.
my dipshits to be fully functional. Yes.
He is in the comics.
I mean, like, as much as like he bugs me at times, he is one of my favorite characters because he's just a flat out smartass.
Yeah. Better than being a dumbass.
Yeah, that's why you have to, fix him, because then if not, he's just a straight up dumbass.
I'm okay fixing him. It's just like real life relationships and it's relatable.
Okay.
Yay! Too
So
close to home.
thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in tonight as we finally get back into the I don't know what to call this.
I miss our bitchiness.
The blood magic shenanigans. I don't know.
This is the party that would otherwise kill each other.
Yeah.
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 Except
Yeah.
Magnus. I wouldn't kill Magnus.
If I didn't have to keep Asthea alive.
This same
no.
here.
No, Roz and Magnus have no problems. Magnus and Valenta have no problems. Roz and Valenta, there's a little friction.
You could just call the show Everyone
But-
Hates Asthea.
Everyone
Hey,
hates this thing.
I'm just trying to get back home. These people keep following me.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. They kind of were given instructions to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I'm
their
going
problem,
home.
not mine.
No.
No,
Because
no, no.
I'll tell you right now, you would have died so long ago.
Roz was given no such instructions.
True. No, I
He's
think
only
Valenta
going
told
off
you
of
at
the
some
word.
point.
I did tell you, because you asked like repeatedly, like, why the hell do you keep her? And I'm like, you know why? Because this pisses me off, because we have to keep her alive. She's the key.
Because my
Like-
boss told me to.
Ah,
It's
Yeah.
against our will.
I have to
Yeah.
do what my boss says.
I'm taking it on faith from an elf that doesn't really like me very much. So
Oh, you're fine. I just don't trust you. You haven't done anything to make me not trust you, but that doesn't mean I trust you. Right now, I completely, almost not entirely trust Magnus.
to be perfectly
you.
honest, if Asthea had a way to split up, I wasn't gonna fight it.
I'd be like, I will track her. She won't get far.
I was fully set to just wander off.
I see her speed. I'm gonna catch up tenfold. This will be great.
It's like we'll catch up to her when we need to. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll be
I-
fine.
I mean, this situation is fine. I have at least 3 ideas of how to get out of this without bothering with the king, queen, or hero.
And
Only one
all
of them involves demons.
and all of them involve other people dying.
I mean, blood magic.
Is it really my fault if, they got themselves into this mess and I just walk away?
Yes.
I will say it again. Blood magic.
There's so many times I just want to go up to Asthea and just backhand her and go, shut up.
Just
Your
wait
mouth's
till
gonna
we
get us in
actually
trouble.
just wait till we actually get to Tevinter. That'll be everybody.
Oh my God. We're just, first of all, I'm already in deep doo-doo because the second they see me, they'll be like, enslave her. The second they see Ross, they're going to be like, kill him. The second they see Magnus, they're going to be like, all right, just leave us alone and move along.
Go home, dwarf.
Go home, dwarf. I mean, I guess you can be here, but do you have status? No, then just be on your way. So
Yeah.
Magnus is actually the only safe one.
I really can't wait till you guys get to Tevinter.
I may not go.
I'm going to need to
I,
hide myself.
I do need to get around to, before that happens, sending Rojan a little blurb about how much of an asshole Asthea's dad is.
Oh, I kind of have a feeling Tevinter.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant man.
Does he subscribe to the basic parenting guide to Tevinter?
To the extreme.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Rojan, if you need some inspiration, I may have some from the books or the comics that could help you too for like utmost assholery.
Would Asthea's dad trade her for red lyrium? Probably.
Probably.
In a heartbeat.
Or experiment on her.
But
with
then
red
steal
lyrium,
her
I don't
back,
know.
steal her back because she's technically the family's, or technically she's technically his. So.
And she's at that status to where he kind of needs her around because the whole I'll keep the family line going because we're prestigious.
Yeah, so a little bit of an insight into him is he demanded from Asthea that she be a powerful mage for the status,
Yeah.
because they're a lineage of powerful mages.
Mhm.
But he deliberately held her back in every aspect so she would never be more powerful than him. And he
Oh, yeah.
punished her for never being more powerful than him.
As I
God,
said,
talk about psychological
as I said,
bullshit.
to Vinter. Oh, by the way, before we get to the next session, I need you guys to level yourselves up to 3.
Oh my God, we're 3 now.
Oh, goody.
We can
Marth.
pick a new stat, guys. Oh my God. I've waited forever. Because I oddly enough don't have scouting. I just have searching and seeing. Although at this point, maybe I don't need scouting. I don't know. Oh, my
We've been
gosh.
level 2 for forever.
Yeah.
Look, I space it out. Can't make you too strong too quickly.
That's very
No.
true.
Just in time to deal with the bullshit that is
Yep,
currently.
just in time to deal with the
Yeah.
bullshit.
Every series has to have the fade episodes or the fade quest. So here's our semi-fade quest.
You want to make that quests, because this ain't the only one.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
But yep,
It's Dragon
so
Age. There's going to be more Fade quests.
Fade.
Come on.
Yeah, but
so-
I'm
Fate
I'm
is one of the
excited.
best parts anyway. Come on.
It
let's be
is.
honest.
Everyone thinks it's the stupidest part. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
I
crazy
love
shit
it.
happens.
I was originally going to make Asthea a dreamer just because the Fate is amazing and I want to dive into that some more.
Yeah,
But, you know, daddy issues. So
Blood
she only
magic.
I'm
got to
excited.
dream about being a dreamer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that is
Belanta's
going
not happy with
to
this.
do it. That is going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching as we brought Blood on the Gray back into the rotation, starting on back into our new night on Mondays. You will be able to catch us here every week, Monday night, starting at 7:30 Pacific time, running till about 11:30 Pacific time every Monday night. And then on Tuesdays, we've got Destiny Forge, which used to be Gibbering Mouthers, which is our homebrew 5th edition D&D game using the core rule books. Actually, pretty much a lot of the books, if they aren't adventures, and the books from Cobalt Press in our own little homebrew world that we made. And we start at 7:30 Pacific time and run until 11:30 as on that as well. Wednesday night is our rerun night where we replay previous episodes from past weeks. So if you've maybe missed an episode or whatnot, you'll be able to catch up with that or get a little refresher before the games start up again. There will be a new show joining us sometime soon on either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It all depends on what the outcome or what the decision is with the meeting that Fox and I are going to be in with Video Store Cowboy. And keep an eye out for announcements on Twitter and on our Discord for for casting calls for both DMs and players to fill other time slots here on the channel, because we're trying to get more shows and more games being played here. So that should be, we should be making an announcement maybe Wednesday night or probably like Thursday afternoon after we get out of the meeting for the open time slots for DMs, and then casting calls for players who want to play a certain game. But before we head out, Fox, did you make bot commands for everyone?
Yep.
So it's just exclamation point whatever.
Yep, they should all be the same as what they were before.
Let me see if this works. Shadow Fox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
Hi guys, I'm ShadowFox7471. I occasionally stream on my own channel. When I do right now, it is mostly my first playthrough of God of War on PS4, and also sometimes on the weekend I get a crew of my fellow friendly streamers, and play through Borderlands, and we're currently on the pre-sequel, working our way through that one. So yeah.
Ravenslark, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Ravenslark. I'm variety streamer here on Twitch. I'm live here Monday, Tuesday with these amazing people, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on my own channel starting at 7:30 Central. I don't obey DST. It's all wrong.
I'm on when I'm on.
Exactly. Check my channel for the actual schedule. But it's been Final Fantasy 14, Destiny, Borderlands 3 with the moderators on Fridays, and there is soon to be a very heavily modded BattleTech playthrough coming up.
Zorro, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Zoro from A3. I'm a variety caster / creative streamer on Z Twitches. I've been slacking a lot lately because I have been one really tired adult. But when I do stream, it is a lot of story heavy RPG type games, a lot of Dead by Daylight, trying to squeeze in a lot more Final Fantasy 14 Fridays. And then doing commissions and arts everywhere from characters to Twitch emotes and badges and all that stuff in between. Very much looking forward to some future content we got planned here that involves some art and VODs and all that good stuff. So just like everyone said, just keep an eye out for our Twitches and all that good stuff.
HB Fox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I'm HB Fox, and I haven't actually done much on the internet lately. Not since I moved, because I've been dedicating all my time to building a house, so I'm not homeless. That's always nice, especially with winter setting in.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah, having a roof and 4 walls is a nice thing to have.
It helps.
A little bit. Aside from that, though, I have been spending a lot of time recently, especially within the last 4 or 5 days, working on something really special, or at least I hope it's going to be really special, that's going to be featured on this channel in December. I'm going to be DMing a one-shot for as many of these suckers as I can. I don't have an official date set for it yet, but when I do, I'll be putting an announcement out on Twitter and in our Discord. So if you aren't following on Twitter and aren't part of our Discord, you should probably go do that. And I believe I created a social command that has the stuff. Yeah, there's the stuff in chat right there. So go do that and look for the announcement.
And I am Rojan Quest. I right now am DMing here on Mondays and Tuesdays, as well as helping or help running things on Behold Roleplay with HB Fox as much as I can. When I'm not here, I'm on. We got a new cheer. Visiger, thank you for the 55 bits.
With the Terminator cheers. Nice.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
Wait, there are Terminator cheers?
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
there
movie
is.
already out?
That's actually pretty cool.
Oh, it's a deal with it. Ah,
That's pretty
great.
cool.
If you use the Terminator cheer motes, it gives 10% bonus bits.
That's awesome.
Ooh,
Visiger,
that's
thank
cool.
you for the bits. When I'm not here, you can find me on my own channel every Wednesday through Sunday, playing whatever I can get my hands on. Right now, going through the Outer Worlds and possibly spinning up a Age of Conan server sometime soon. All the while, I'm raising money for Extra Life. We have Extra Life Game Day coming up on Saturday, where I will be streaming from 8 a.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. Sunday. With sometime in that time frame, we will have a special episode of Destiny Forged, where these wonderful people and a couple other cast members, if I'm not forcing anybody, but if they can make it, I would love to have them, are going to be taking part in a a special Saturday episode of the game over on my channel for just for some, extra life fun times as we raise money to help the kids up in the Lawrence Small Children's Center in Bakersfield, California.
Can we have guest star appearances?
I have no guest stars lined up.
I should rephrase that. Guest character appearances.
I mean, maybe a raccoon or somebody will stop by at that time.
Yeah.
But only for those people that actually show up to play
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Extra Life game day.
Yeah.
Extra Life game day. That's what it's
Extra
called,
Life
right?
Game Day.
Yeah, that's the one.
Maybe raccoon or somebody will stop by. Who knows? But that is us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in as we kicked off Blood in the Gray once again. We will catch you guys tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for more emotional and mental torture that I could put these poor people through when we kick off our Tuesday night game of Destiny Forged. But until then, guys, have a good one, and we will catch you later.